All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of Toon on that pod, live from Australia. We are doing another match day watch along. These are very, very popular amongst our fan base, so we've jumped on to do one of the very soon to be Bournemouth game. I've got Mark with us down in Brisbane. How are you doing, Mark?
Yeah, I'm doing really well actually. Missing the banter down in Sydney for the rest of all of the Australian meetup, but we'll soldier on in their absence and do our best to cheer the lads on. Hopefully we'll get a much needed 3 points and put to rest those issues we've been having with VAR and the rest of the refereeing decisions of late.
Yeah, it couldn't really have been much worse for the decisions. We've got the Liverpool one, and then there was the Palace one, which go down in infamousy. Hopefully, we'll get a decision that goes in our favour today. Not that you'd want any favouritism, you want to be balanced. But, swings and roundabouts, that type of thing.
Just not being screwed over, I think, as a start.
Absolutely, yeah. Just something balanced, something fair. What happened to us, we wouldn't want the same to happen to anybody else, unless it's Dempsey's, obviously. It's all's fair and everything. But the Premier League have turned around and said they'll give us the two best officials, or at least they claim to have given us the two best officials. I think it was the FA Cup final ref and the League Cup final ref. They've given us on both ref and VAR. So that's going to be interesting.
Nice.
See what type they can do there.
I noticed in Eddie's pre-match press conference yesterday, he did reference he was asked flat out about the recent ref calls and the Crystal Palace game. He was quite diplomatic as always, but he definitely let everyone know that they've been in touch with the Premier League and PGMOL and all the rest of them. And they've kind of made themselves known that they were unhappy, and hopefully that's kind of, and he said himself as exactly what we said is we don't want favoritism, we don't want them to kind of try and even it up, because that's not what we're after. But he was sort of leaning towards pushing them to, let's just ref it as you see it, guys, and not make shit up as we go.
Oh, absolutely. Just a big hello to everyone that's already watching on the live chat. If you want to let us know your predictions before kickoff, we'll get a few of them read out, get them up on the screen. But just before you do all that, we just want to bring up the team lineups. Now, there's one huge positive in this Newcastle lineup and one slight negative, but we'll go through those. So I want to read out the Newcastle team first. So back in goal is Nick Pope, as per. I don't think he's going to lose his place unless he unfortunately picks up an injury. So he doesn't on that one. And then we've got Trippier in his favourite position at right back, captain's armband. Fabian Shaw, partnered by Dan Burn today, not Botman. So don't know what's happening there. Whether he's got a rest, whether he's got a bit of a niggle, don't know. But Botman is on the bench. The Matt Target out on the left. Big news. Big Bruno's back in midfield. How does that make you feel, Mark?
I'm a little excited to see what he can do. The preview pod the other night, Lee was asking me about how much I'm looking forward to seeing him thread balls through to Isaac, and hopefully today's the start of a magical partnership between those two.
It could be absolutely epic, and a game today against a team that's been leaking goals effectively in Bournemouth. They've conceded more goals than anybody else this season. I think getting 9 against Liverpool had a good help against that, to be honest. But yeah, having Bruno in that midfield with Isaac up front, that pace, the energy, the vision should be absolutely critical for us today. Pardon Bruno in midfield, we've got Willock and Joe Linton. Then we've got Ryan Fraser out on the left, Almiron on the right, and Isak, who I've been corrected many times. I've been pronouncing his surname wrong as Isaac, but it is Isak apparently. So thanks for everyone that pointed that out to me. But yeah, how does that lineup look to you, Mark?
I'm very surprised that Botman's not playing. We've got this game and then we've got an international break, so I don't see the reason why we would want to rest him. This seems like a perfect game for him, unless they're worried that it's a team that might be a little bit more physical at the back, or they're hoping Dan Burn's a little bit more au fait with the good old centre forward that we'll talk about in a minute in Solanke. But you look, having Bruno back in the midfield, it's not just those through balls. I mean, I'm dying to see what he can do in terms of being a playmaker, but he brings so much energy, but he also brings so much calmness to that midfield. And as I said the other night on the preview pod, Joe Linton, for me, has still been really good, but he looks better when Bruno's alongside him because he knows that Bruno's there. He can just pass the ball off to him and just gives us that little bit of assurance in midfield. Just, he works hard. He leads by example. This is everything you want. The rest of it kind of probably picks itself. As I said, look, let's be honest. I think Botman is potentially being sort of eased in a little bit, and it wouldn't surprise me if Isak kind of gets rested once Wilson's back. But that's an Eddie Howe thing to make sure he's managing expectation on these new players. Evening, BT. I just think it's a good lineup. It kind of picks itself. We still, we lack that real cutting edge off the bench. So getting the likes of Bruno and ASM back, it strengthens the bench as well, and it gives us more options later on in games. So let's see how it goes anyway. But I'm excited that Bruno's back.
We'll go through the subs now because there is one glaring omission from previous games. But he's got his place on the bench for the first time. Cherries, who obviously was an emergency signing. He was a free agent. Obviously, the injury to Carl Darlow forced our hand on that one. Hopefully, he's never called upon because Nick Pope will be a superior keeper, as we both know. Then Botman, who we just talked about. Lascelles takes his place on the bench as per usual. Richie, Lewis, Manquillo, Wood, Murphy, and Longstaff make up the rest. One glaring omission there being Elliot Anderson, which is a strange one. Now, I haven't seen anything on social media yet, but if there's anybody watching, and if anybody let me in the comments if he's injured or what's the reason he's not there, please let us know. But what's your thoughts on that? If it's just a tactical change in the squad, Mark?
It seems a strange one, just to leave him out altogether. Unless the only possibility that I can think of that if he was fit and it's let's just take him out of the lineup just to take that pressure off him and ease that kind of expectation that he's going to be this sort of impact sub and everything's on his shoulders. Because a lot of the fans have been very impressed with him. We've all kind of pushed for him that maybe it's time that he starts a game and things like that. So maybe this could be a way of just easing that pressure off the guy. He's still only young. He's still only finding his feet. So it might be a tactical kind of pressure expectation kind of management. But I'd be very surprised that he wasn't at least on the bench. But it could be just a niggle and he's not 100%. So why risk him?
Yeah, if anybody who's watching could let us know about Anderson, please let us know. Be good to find out before the first whistle. Just a little bit of a comment here from L. Stapleton Mock. This is actually quite refreshing as a statement. Isn't it nice that bringing in Burn for Botman doesn't ring any alarm bells?
Oh, for sure. He's like, Dan Burn's been so assured at the back for us, and even when we had to play him at left back because of injury to Matty Targett, he didn't look that he was out of place defensively. I think we lost a little bit of that attacking flair because he's not that marauding left back that's going to kind of whip balls into the box. But defensively, he was sound. And it's really nice that we've got that strength in depth where we can actually swap defenders in and out for each other, and no one's really getting panicky about it because they're all capable defenders now. So that's the whole thing with squad depth, isn't it? And it's something that we haven't had the chance to really build on for the rest of the squad yet. We're still kind of getting that spine of the team together. But you have to think, if we add another couple of players in January and then in the summer again, you're building that squad depth out. So players that are probably in now would end up being on the bench, and that's kind of a rotation players, and that's what you're aiming for to build that squad up to sustain that challenge all the season. But yeah, it's brilliant for Dan Burn that the manager feels no pressure putting him in, and it's great that for the fans that for us it doesn't actually ring any alarm bells. It's a unique situation for us.
quick question then. So if Dan Burn is our third choice centre back, so that obviously means Lascelles, who's effectively the club captain, is now fourth choice centre back. Does that make sense? Or is that the right call? You would have Dan Burn over Lascelles, given the option.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can ever fault Lascelles' leadership whenever he's called upon. But he doesn't look if he is happy to be that leader of the club, and he's not, he's happy to kind of back up when he needs to. If he's happy doing that, then I'm happy for him to kind of still be captain as long as he can still lead from the dressing room. I mean, he's apparently a big presence in that dressing room. He has kind of meant he's made his kind of presence known, I guess, and really sort of pushed everyone on in some pretty dark times. So let him lead from the dressing room if he has to. If he's happy to do that, I'm happy to have him there.
Yeah, perfect. We've got a Dipak who's joined us now. He's a Liverpool fan, wanting us to win. Now, I didn't see that coming from a Liverpool fan, so it's nice to see. Obviously, there was a fair bit of rivalry a few weeks ago over in Merseyside. Bit of controversy from VAR and how the extra time and everything. But we'll let that slide today because obviously this is all about the Newcastle Bournemouth game. But nice for you to join us. And Al Stapleton said that he can't find anything on social media regarding Anderson. Presume he's got a knock. So we'll go with that one. Now, before we go to the Bournemouth lineup, we're going to try and go live to Sydney. Now, the reason we're going to go live to Sydney is there is the first national meetup of all Newcastle fans down there. There's about 100 of them. We're going to go live in just a second. Now, the sound quality may be terrible. They might not hear a thing we go. We're going to go live right now.
And they have been drinking since 12.
Yes, they have. They've been on a piss for about 12 hours. All right, everyone. Are you
Here we go, boys. It's Sydney Town. How's it going?
We're doing well. Can you guys hear us at all?
Yep. So they're down at the Cheers bar somewhere in Sydney.
Look around the room.
So there's Lee, there's Dimmy, there's Bobby and Jack. They're all down there, and we've got Dex, who's a regular on the show as well. He's went down, but yeah, there's about 100 Newcastle fans all crammed into one bar. That'll meet outside of the Sydney Opera House. You get a photo. It's a 2-day event with all the charity proceeds going to the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation as well. But didn't think we'd hear anything. Well, that was good.
It does look like they're having a good time, though, and that's the main thing.
It does.
And they're still upright. Jack is looking a little worse for wear already. It has
His
to
shirt's still on this time, which is good.
He's still fully clothed, so that's a bonus.
Yes. And they're still sober.
That's debatable.
What's the definition of sober? We'll move on to the Bournemouth lineup now. First of all, look at that kit. Ugh, I don't know what to make of that. That's Wow. If any Bournemouth fan is watching, can you please explain why the palm tree's on there? If that's what they're supposed to be, I'd be good to know. But I'll go through that lineup now. So we've got Neto in goal, Cook, Mepham, Lerma, Solanke, who we just talked about previously, Christy Smith, who's captain on the team, Tavernier, who is related to Tavernier, who plays up in Scotland at Rangers, who was part of our academy, made 1 or 2 first team appearances a good number of years ago. Senesi, Billing, and Zamora make up their 11. How does that 11 stack up against ours, would you say, Mark?
Look, so I did the preview pod the other night on Thursday night, and we admitted then we don't know a lot about the Bournemouth players. There's not a lot of big names in there. I think, Neto in goal, I think, is actually a good keeper. I think we'll have to be, we'll have to be on our game to kind of get a ball past him. Hopefully we can. But the rest of the team isn't really, how many of those players are kind of making a big name for themselves at the moment that are going to get into our team, let alone, really push us. So, look, Solanke had a pretty torrid start when he first moved there. That was the relegation season for Bournemouth. Eddie Howe's last season in charge. He kind of hit form when they got back to the championship. So it's kind of another one of those players where the jury's still out. Look, is he too good for the championship, but not quite good enough for the Premier League? We've seen a few players, and I mean, Ivan Toney's absolutely banging goals in, got a call up for England. So he's clearly learnt from dropping down a level to then progress his game back up to the Premier League level. So that was great to see for him. Fair play to him. Mitro had a couple of cracks at it. He went down, wasn't really a Premier League striker, came back up again after scoring plenty of goals in the Championship. Again, didn't really do it regularly enough, but this time around, it seems that Fulham's built their team around him, and he's scoring goals for fun at the moment. And, sometimes these players, they need to kind of have that, almost like have that setback in order to get themselves mentally back into the game and really push themselves. Sometimes it's like a bit too easy for them at a young age to go, well, we're in a Premier League team, what do I need to worry? Where when they get dropped down a league, they sort of suddenly get this wake-up call, and it's like, oh, actually, no, I do need to really try at this and really need to push myself. So you can't always tell, but, look, Solanke is a decent player. He's definitely a threat. Tavernier is, as you said, the brother of Tavernier, who played for us for a little while. He's now up in Rangers. Seems to score a free kick or something every other game at the moment. But both of them were apparently at our academy, so they've both been released. So it's interesting to see how he gets on as well. But yeah, I'm not overly stressed about that team. I think if we are on our game and we do what we need to do, then we should hopefully have enough in the bag for them.
You'd think it would be fairly straightforward. And having Bruno back again is just going to give everybody that lift in confidence, because that midfield should have a lot more time on the ball, you'd think. And he creates his own space, which is fantastic. One question I want to ask you here. Now, obviously, we've got a fair few former players, ex-coaches or whatever in the squad. So you've got Eddie Howe and pretty much his entire backroom staff. They're all from Bournemouth. Callum Wilson from Bournemouth. We've also got Matt Ritchie, who came from Bournemouth. Ryan Fraser, though, he didn't exactly part on good terms. It'll be interesting to see what type of reception he gets from the travelling fans, if they can be heard, that is.
Yeah, I think the biggest question mark everyone had was whether or not he was going to get on with Eddie Howe, wasn't it? Really, yeah. I mean, he did leave under some bad vibes, because he sat the final few games out that they ended up getting relegated from. To kind of, I understand from the player perspective, he's not going to kind of jeopardize a future move to get injured just before his contract's up, and he had no intentions of signing that new contract. So from his perspective, you've got to look after yourself. Like the club would jettison him if he was injured, no doubt, and not give him a new contract. That's just how it goes. So there's always that thing with me where I do understand players looking out for themselves, because the clubs look out for themselves as well. Clubs are going to get rid of a player if they don't think they want him anymore. They're not going to have any kind of sort of sob stories and go, oh, well, we feel really sorry for you, so yeah, no, we'll give you a new 5-year contract, like, even though you're injured and we don't know whether you're going to play again. So yeah, I totally get that. How, very early days, buried the hatchet with him. Seems to be going all right. So they seem to be back on pretty good terms, so I'm happy with that. The away fans, though, I can fully understand why they would be a bit more pissed. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we would as well. And there's always that little bit of banter with, like ex-players, and you're always going to boo them. But I think it might be a little bit more heated than that from them today.
Yeah, well, that's if there's any Bournemouth fans watching, let us know your thoughts on Ryan Fraser. As I called him about 2 weeks ago, Frying Razor. Ryan Fraser, yep. Let me know your thoughts on I nearly said again there, Ryan Fraser's departure of Bournemouth, and what your thoughts are on them right now. It'd be good to get some insight on that one. And I didn't know this. Apparently they imported brown ale for the night.
Yeah, they did. They had a chat to the owner of the bar and made sure that they had it all in for the night. So I was down in Sydney last weekend, and I actually went into Cheers just to go, well, at least I've been here a week ahead of time, yes, but I wanted to go and at least check out the bar and see where they were going. It's a nice bar. It is open till 6 a.m. So if we have a good win, I can see that getting a little bit messy later on in the morning. But yeah, they didn't have the brown ale on when I was there, so I guess they were keeping it all behind for tonight's game.
But hopefully they're not going to run out anytime soon, because that would be a bit of a catastrophe. and saying that if it's probably close to $10 a bottle, which I think it will be, for anyone wondering, that is £5 for anyone watching back in the UK, and it's only a 330ml bottle we'll probably have there as well. That's quite expensive for a bottle of Dirk.
Yeah.
No updates on Anderson that we're aware of, BT. Hopefully we'll get something before kickoff. But
I'm having a quick look
on
online just to see if there's anything that's posted, but I'm not seeing anything.
Right. Maybe you'll do like a pre-match interview. We can explain something there, fingers crossed. And then we'll get a bit of clarity on that one. So moving on next, we've got a slight head-to-head. Let me just get rid of these teams going across the bottom here. So this is all-time head-to-head at St James's Park between Newcastle and Bournemouth. So this includes all league, cup games, whatever. And we've only played 7 times at St James's Park. Won 4, lost 2, drawn 1. Scored 12, conceded 10. Only 2 clean sheets, and only the 1 clean sheet for Bournemouth. That for 2 clubs which are a good number of years old. I mean, we're 130 years old this year. Bournemouth are not that far off. Only 7 games at St James's Park. That is quite a remarkable feat. And you can't really go judge history by any games off that one. But your predictions for this game, Mark?
I haven't changed my mind from the other night. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. I think they've got that new manager bounce going for them. My tip was and still remains 3-0. I think we'll have enough defensively, but I'm hoping that we'll chalk up a few goals and have a comfortable afternoon. Yeah,
I'm going for 3-0 as well. Let us know in the comments what you think the predicted scoreline would be. We'll see who gets it right come full time. We are less than 10 minutes away till kickoff now. We are aware that there's not going to be a war flags display due to the passing of the Queen out of mark of respect, which I think is just right, to be honest. I think that's absolutely fair. But no doubt the crowd will make some noise when that whistle goes and create their own atmosphere. It's been their way before war flags, where war flags just add to that. But yeah, it should be a cracking atmosphere. Now,
so
the league table.
just quickly, Chris Woff from the Athletic, he's actually tweeted out that he presumes Anderson is injured, but he isn't in the squad. Doesn't know anything for certain yet. So even the journalists aren't aware of what's going on with that one. So we'll wait and see what happens. Hopefully, it's just a precautionary thing when he's not out for any prolonged period of time.
Fair enough. Yeah, hopefully that is just a slight lockdown. Now, there was one game on previous to this one right here, and that was Wolves versus Man City, Molyneux. Wolves went down 3-0 and a man down. I don't know if anybody seen the karate kick on Jack Grealish that caused for the red card. It was instant, blatant. There was no getting around it, and even if VAR would have looked at it and just laughed and said, yeah, that's blatant. But Wolves, they are struggling and they've dropped their position, as you can see about that live league table. They're currently on 6 points. A win would have taken them above us, which is great because they keep us going. And we pick up 3 points today. We can temporarily, at least, go into 7th place. Sort of put us ahead of Chelsea on goal difference alone. But looking at that, we are actually level on points with Bournemouth. I can't imagine many of us would have expected that 7 games in. I know we've had not the greatest luck with VAR, as we've mentioned just before, but you'd still think we would have had enough to pull away from them at least, and hopefully there'll be a 3-point cushion come the final whistle. Anything on that league table looking good for you? Any teams that stand out there at all, Mark?
Yeah, Fulham in 6th. They've started so well. They have really started well. I mean, it's difficult for them to maintain that, but it's that. Like they've cruised the championship, and so now it looks like they're doing that usual thing where a team that's really comfortable getting promoted plays well to start with. It's whether or not they can sustain that. Look, I mean, Bournemouth, like given that they've sacked their manager and got humped 9-0 off Liverpool, which is obviously where their goal difference has taken a hammering. You're kind of thinking like they've drawn and won the last 2 games, so it's like we need to pick up points. We've played well, but you can only sort of keep saying we've played that game well and we've been hard done by so many times before you just, shake it off. We just got to win. It doesn't matter how. We just need 3 points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we could go 7th if that is the case. A win would be good. I've just mentioned there from Alstibble that the players are in the tunnel. They are now out onto the pitch.
They are now out on the pitch.
Yep, so just come out now. They are now doing their minute silence, and I think we will do the same as well. Just getting ready to lay some flowers. Got Amanda Staveley. There is another bloke there who I'm not too sure that is. But yeah, Womandy's there. Players are on the centre circle. East stand. Doing a round of applause. Yeah. Yep, minute silence is just about to begin. I believe there'll be another one on 70 minutes as well. Minute challenge is over. Now we're going to do God Save the King, I believe.
That was very well.
It was
very well observed by the crowd as well. I'm sure you're like ahead of me again.
Maybe a few seconds. Crowd in decent voice for the national anthem as well. No doubt they'll be even louder come first whistle for kickoff. Yeah, very respectful in the minute challenge. Well done, everyone.
No, well done to them. I'm getting confused with my mouse again.
Right, so you're going 3-0, Mark, same as me?
I'm going 3-0.
So let's have a first goal scorer, then I'm going to go Bruno.
I reckon Isak. He'll get off the mark for his first home goal.
Let us know in the comments what everyone else thinks. Kickoff is literally seconds away. I'll try and keep you up to date on the commentary as I go. Mark is going to be doing effectively the John Anderson role. If anyone listens to BBC Radio Newcastle, then he will be doing his best get it in the back of the net impression if the opportunity comes around.
Just get it, man. Just get it.
Quite a few. That's probably maybe 30 seconds away from kickoff. This should be crack. At least there's no other games at 3 o'clock that distract us.
I tell you what, Eddie Howe's looking rather dapper in his suit and tie today, isn't he?
He is, isn't he? You know,
not showing his pecs off. Dimmy will be upset.
Dimmy and Keegan.
Keegan's the one that's always obsessed with his pecs, isn't he? Yeah.
Nah, very respectful players just doing a last little bit of warming up. Let's see, and as per usual, it's us firing towards the Leazes end for the first half, and Bournemouth heading towards the Gallagher. See, it wasn't that for the Palace game, was it? We attacked the Gallagher end for the first half, if I remember rightly.
Genuinely can't remember, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Guess this time of night, my brain kind of like just functions on a second-by-second basis.
Well, speaking of time of the night, it's now just literally clicked over the morning. So, good morning, Mark. Yep. Good morning, everybody else watching in Australia. It is just on midnight here. So, players just in the huddle. Bournemouth players, they're just getting into formation. So yeah, I'm going to go Bruno first goal, 3-0. Mark's going 3-0 with Isak first goal. Nice. Bournemouth have only kept one clean sheet this season, and that was against Wolves at home. As we know, they've been quite leaky in defence. They've played 7 games and scored 7 goals as well. So they know how to find the net. They just don't know how to keep it out. That's the problem. Hopefully we can inflict a lot of pain on that and make a goal difference. But game's kicked off. Willock got us underway. Ball is at Dan Burn, who gets it out to Matty Target right at the back. So this is going to play across the back between Burn and Shaw. And back of Matty Target. It's Bournemouth in possession with a sloppy. Oh, not Big Joe does what Big Joe does and wins it back. And it's Ryan Fraser bombing down the left wing. Get the cross in. And that is that an early corner already?
That's a corner. That looks like it. That was out, surely.
Yeah, that should have been a corner. Well, maybe get another good angle of that, but looked like Isak was getting on the end of the corner, but the Bournemouth defender got there and just cleared it before it went over the line.
Lively start from the players. It's good to see. Get the crowd on side straight away. A loose ball from Trippier over the top to the middle. Harmlessly rolls through to the goalkeeper. And what have you made of Trippier's start? Because a lot of people said he's been very sloppy in possession, giving away cheap balls and stuff like that. But yeah, he's had a mixed start to the season, definitely. He hasn't been that sort of rock solid player that we saw in the few games last season. But his quality of delivery and his overall leadership's definitely up there. So can't complain too much. He may give the ball away, but he wins it back as well. So he works hard. So can't complain.
That comment from Stapleton, how are we? What, we're 12,000 kilometres away from Newcastle, but I'm ahead of him on the stream. How is that possible? What's this comment here? What is your take on Carvalho header 2 weeks ago at Anfield? Carvalho header? You'll have to enlighten more on that one, mate. But here we go. Oh, ball is loose in the middle, and it's Ryan Fraser who's bombing through the middle. And he's played it through to Trippier. Is that Miggy? Yep. Back to Trippier on the right. Oh, cross in, but a little bit too high for Bruno and Big Joe. I still think it's absolutely hilarious seeing Ryan Fraser jump up for headers, regardless of who he's going up against. Unless Juninho comes out of retirement, that's never going to be a fair competition. Ball is with Newcastle just in defence. Just about across the halfway line with Ryan Fraser, that was Big Joe. Lots to play in the middle. Ding pass to Trips. Miggy. He's doing a bit of Willock. Good spell of possession, but not really much to do with it. But again, I think we should have had a corner before. Dan Burn on the halfway line. Yeah. Trying to suss them out, I'd imagine. If you're on about the winning goal, it was a volley, I believe, not a header. And it shouldn't have counted anyway because the goal was overtime. So
the 98th minute winner of 95 minutes time, yes.
Yeah. But ball is with Bruno, I believe, right in the middle of the park. Trips. Ding ball to Isak on Willock. No. Loose ball from the box. He's doing well. Now there's a little ding ball from Bruno into the box. Isak knocked it down. Willock couldn't get it under control, unfortunately. Ball is cleared out. Then there was a wayward shot. I think it was from Fabian Schär from about 40 yards out. And it went harmlessly wide. But it was a decent lively start. You've got to put some early pressure on the goalkeeper, that's for sure.
Well, They're controlling the game so far, so that's good to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Nick Pope yet. I just realised Solanke, he's a big fella, isn't he? He's quite tall.
Yeah, he's a mountain up front.
Yeah, I'd never noticed that. Even when
maybe they just figured he was going to be a bit more physical, and that's why they've put Burn in.
Maybe, yeah. It can't really be a height thing because Botman's not exactly Ryan Fraser size, is he? Is he bigger than Dan Burn? Oh, he's 6'5".
Nah, he's a little. I think he's 6'5", 6'6", and Dan Burn's like an inch or two bigger than him. Eddie Howe likes his giants, doesn't he?
He does.
Isaac's what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, something like that. The Bournemouth keeper looks like he's got a groin injury.
Oof.
Hard to tell from the angle I'm looking, but it does look like he's rubbing his nutsack. Yeah, the keeper is down, stopping play. Could there's been early force change for Bournemouth? It certainly looks as though it's going to be that way. Yeah, I think it's definitely his groin or maybe his hamstring. Hard to tell. That's his groin. If it's his groin, I think that's it. What's this comment from Steve Parker here? Newcastle 3, Catherine 383, Newcastle 3, Bournemouth Snow, Newcastle 3 there. All right, okay, yeah. If you want to clarify what that means, Stephen, I'd be more than happy to put it back on screen. Is the keeper going to be okay here? You know what this means, though, don't you, Mark, with his break and play? Time added on. Yeah. The conspiracies are coming out already.
No, I refuse to get my tinfoil hat out. At least not at 6 minutes into the game.
No, I'm with you on that one. There's one or two empty seats that I can see, considering it's listed as a sellout. I don't know whether people are just running late into the ground. You think they'll be there 6 minutes in?
Yeah.
Looks like we've got a
probably still in the pub.
Panel. Yeah, you don't blame them. Lizzie, go Bournemouth. We'll let you off on that one since this is a Bournemouth game. But thanks for joining. What's your prediction for the score? Let us know, Lizzie. Ball is now back in play. Keeper looks okay. And it is with Bournemouth in probably maybe 15 yards from our box. And there's had a shot, and Nick Pope is actually there. He is on the pitch. We've just had sight of him. He just took a very weak shot in the middle of the goal. It's nice to know he's there. So, Lizzie says we need Bournemouth to win. Or we need Newcastle to win. And I think there's more Newcastle fans than Bournemouth fans. So, we'll have an Anchorman style fight at the end of it. It's a bit scrappy now. Bournemouth getting a little bit of possession. Down our left with an overlapping ball. And cross in, but it's well handled by Pope.
Starting to get a little bit niggly in midfield.
It is.
Trippier's on the ball now.
It looks like Bruno's maybe having to come deep to collect it so far. Hopefully he can long ball over the top of Miggy. Looks like he's going to get it under control, which he does. Pretty much near the corner flag on the right. A bit of shake of the hips. Oh, nice ball through to Willock. A bit of a 1-2. Oh, cross ball into the box on Willock, but it's straight into the keeper's hands.
Yeah, Miggy frustrates me because he's so one-footed. Like, he's coming back onto his left foot there.
Yeah. I don't understand where his natural position is on the left wing. Don't understand why he's never played there. Whether he prefers it on the right, I don't know. But I know when he first signed for us with Rafa in charge, he was played out predominantly on the left, I believe.
He plays as like a number 10, really, for his country, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Paraguay, I think. Yeah.
Paraguay.
Yeah. Miggy's seen a lot of the ball early on here, to be honest. Oh, nice ball through to Isak. Oh, just evades one tackle. Oh, now that is the first corner of the game. That was a good bit of a build up there between I think it was Willock and Amaron, who feeds it through to Isak, who evades one tackle, tries to drag across, but it's put out for a corner on the right hand side for Newcastle.
Isak looks so comfortable, doesn't he? He's so composed when he's like in the box.
He really does.
Never panics, never rushes.
You think this is his third start in the Premier League? He's 22 years old. Yeah, you think he's just been here since day one. It looks like he belongs already, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. Hang on, here's the corner.
So we take the corner, it's whipped in, bit deep, and put out by Slanky for a corner on the opposite side.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing Howe's interview where he was effectively saying, "Look, it's nice to have had the extra work, so we've been working on Isak's fitness while we've had the break. So it's definitely something that I think we were all a bit conscious of. He looked a bit leggy in his first game against Liverpool, so hopefully that's going to do him the world of good.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Corner was taken short to Bruno, but now it's with a little chip ball from, I think that was Trippier. Didn't come to anything. As Big Joe heads it back straight into Bournemouth possession. Then clear it well upfield, and it's handled by Target, who rolls it back and forth. And we regain possession with ease on that one. I think that's literally maybe going to be Bournemouth's story of the day. Just hook it upfield and see if they can get us on the counter, maybe.
Yeah, I totally agree, Tony T. At least we're not doing short corners. Those just were annoying me. So there's still time, but yeah, we need to start, and we've got so much height in the side now. We need to get better delivery in the box.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to take advantage of that. Oh. Nobody really trying to attack that cross from Ryan Fraser there, which
goalkeeping catching practice.
I know Isak isn't known for his heading ability. I think he's only ever scored one or two career goals with his head. So getting these high crosses in maybe isn't playing to his strengths, maybe more to his feet. But if he can improve his heading ability, then all the better for us. Is that a free kick? Ref blew his whistle, but not sure for what yet. Newcastle Park, loads of smelly faces. See what the Disney Castle in Newcastle today, Newcastle 31. You been on the Brown Hill, mate? It certainly looks like it. Who's the away team in this game today? Bournemouth, down on the south coast. Oh, there was a trip in the box there from the free kick on Dan Burn, nothing's come of it. Scrappy play, but we've got it back. It looks like it's with Trippier on the right. It's probably maybe 15 yards out from the edge of the box. Just trying to get a little bit of possession going again. And so with Bruno. Oh, what a ball from Bruno. The Miggy. He crosses it in. Just cut out from Bournemouth.
Hey, credit to Miggy though. He's put that in with his right foot.
I'm not going to berate Miggy because he is playing the best of his ability, but his best of ability, just isn't good enough.
Oh, look, I think his work rate is absolutely first rate. He's really good for the club. I just think his final product's just not there, and it would be nice to kind of see a little bit more of that. But I think a lot of that comes from being on the right hand side and being so left-footed. Where at least, as I said, I mean, I wasn't being facetious or anything there. I was actually pleased to see him put the ball in with his right foot because it gives the defenders something to think about. Doesn't have to be perfect. Absolutely. It just needs to put it in, put it into the danger area. Yeah,
it could do anything. It could bobble off a defender. It could hit the right person in the middle of the box. Could do anything. And could do wonders for his confidence as well if he does get an assist from his weaker foot.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, actually, and there's a little bit of a breakaway whilst the ball is with Nick Pope, is apparently Ten Hag was spotted doing weak foot training with the Man United squad. So he's literally forcing them to play with their weaker foot, which just makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised more managers don't do that, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
As I said, you don't have to be able to put like pinpoint balls in with your wrong foot.
Mhm.
You just need to be able to just use it now and again, because then
Yeah.
it stops defenders guessing. Well, it
Oh,
keeps them
absolutely,
guessing.
yeah.
Sorry,
You know what he's going to do. Well, it was a crossfield ball from Trippier, who is giving it away, and it has a break on through Bournemouth down their left. Dink ball in. Oh, that was so close to being 1-0 to Bournemouth there. Dink ball in, a header from Tavernier, of all people, who tries to do a lob header over Pope. Pope's in no man's land, and it
Pope
just
was
drifts
so
right.
caught in two minds there.
It was. I thought that was in. Yeah, Pope was in no man's land. He was never getting anywhere near that. Good header, just didn't have the accuracy. Good for us. But the warning signs are there. And free kick to Bournemouth now from that. Probably halfway inside our half on the left-hand side.
That was soft.
Trippier's on Trippier's having a little bit of a beef with the linesman. But yeah, that was a soft free kick to give away. But so far, you've got to say Bournemouth have had the closest chance.
Definitely, they've come back into the game. We started lively, but it's got a little bit scrappy in midfield for us, and Bournemouth are kind of taking advantage of that to get up the field and actually causing us some problems.
Yeah, so you'd imagine the scrappier the game, the more beneficial it would be for Bournemouth as well. It's not going to suit our style of play, that's for sure. Not that we ever had a style of play about this time last year, but it would just hoof balls up and hopefully ASM's on the end of it. But free kick is taken and Dan Burn hits it up rather than away. And the ball is back with Bournemouth again. And again, it's on our left-hand side.
Bruno pressuring.
Again, long ball through, and it floats harmlessly through the Pope. Come on, Newcastle. 16 minutes gone. Bruno's on the ball, gets it out wide to Trippier, who gives it back to Bruno.
Yeah, it was a bit behind Trippier, that one.
Yeah. A lot of long balls, a lot of chip balls in so far, rather than everything played to the feet, which is a bit strange.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I would be expecting Isak to maybe drop deep a little bit. That's what he's done at his previous clubs. Get the ball and then run with the ball. But having said that, Bournemouth are defending very deep, so maybe they're just sort of hoping that they can cause a bit of problem at the back with some of their height. Given that they're giving it to Fraser, that seems a little bit strange at times, but. Long balls to Isak, I'm happy with. Long balls to Fraser, I'm not so convinced.
Yeah, totally agreed. But ball is with Miggy, who just played a inside pass to Bruno, who tries to play in Ryan Fraser. Oh, sloppy defending from Bournemouth. Nearly lets Miggy in. It does let Miggy in.
Yep.
Big with a shot, and it's Taman straight at the keeper. Was on his left. Got absolutely no power behind it at all. Good pressure from Miggy to win the ball back. But yeah, he should have done better with that shot. So tame. That was our best chance of the half so far, and we are in the 18th minute.
Willock was actually just behind him. He could have literally slipped it back to Willock for a better shot there. I think Miggy did well to get the ball, but he's taken a shot on there where probably didn't have the time and space to be able to do that.
Yeah. Still plenty of time again. Just literally clicked over to the 19th minute. Ball is with Big Joe on the halfway line. Just onto the left. Right, sorry. It's Miggy. Miggy has seen a lot of ball. He's probably seen more of the ball than anybody else at the minute. And Big Joe just stumbles in possession, but we still retain it. And it's back with Dan Burn, who plays a lovely ball through the middle of midfield to Ryan Fraser, who's out on the left. Overlapping to Willock, I believe it is. And cross straight in keeper's hands.
Again, we're looking decent in build-up play. We're looking good in build-up play. We just lack that little bit of quality in the final third. It's like that final delivery is just not quite there at the moment.
They are playing out from defence very deep, Bournemouth. Not just going to suit us, no problem.
Oh, definitely. We're putting loads of pressure on them. We won the ball back.
Oh, look, Bruno's so good on the ball, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got no right to get out of that situation, by the
he
way.
hasn't, has he?
And he's won a free kick for us just outside about 10 yard outside the box.
Looks that way, yeah. I'm going to let people know. Bruno had the ball on the left-hand side. He was in the little cul-de-sac. Manages to get out, gets away. Looks as though he's just about to get a pass off, and Dylan brings him down for a free kick. That is just brilliant personified there in control on the ball and just not panicking. Comment from Tony T here. Yeah, it's a shame. He had his shooting boots on in pre-season. He must have left them back in Portugal for the last game or something.
Yeah, I had so much high hopes for him after his pre-season goal bout. Like, he just couldn't do anything but score in pre-season. It's a shame he hasn't. I mean, maybe he needs that one goal just to kind of kickstart it all off again this season and get his confidence that he can do it in the Premier League level.
A free kick from Trippier, is it? Oh, it's target. Oh, good play. Whip ball in to almost to the back post. To Shaw, who headers it. I don't know whether it was an attempt on goal or whether he meant to head it back across, but it harmlessly into the keeper's hands. Do you reckon that was a shot or a pass back across?
Yeah, I think it was a cross goal.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I don't know. He was looking towards goal there. You could see him.
I wonder if he had enough.
It is Shah as well, so
it is.
He'll fancy himself.
I think Shaw's got more Premier League goals than Miggy.
Yeah.
Which tells you everything you need to know. Again, not great Miggy. He just doesn't score enough, but everything else is absolutely fantastic at.
Yeah. Look, even if we sign another top player to play on the right wing, I still would like to keep Miggy in the squad if we can, because he's perfect. That energy rate. If you're trying to see out a game, just having him is that terrier in midfield to sort of pressure everyone. You just can't ask for more from him.
He does. Just that end product. One thing he's lacking. Oh, that should be a free kick on target there. He's pushed. Bournemouth took the loose ball right deep in our half.
Big Dan Burns wrapped it all up. Joe Linton's giving it away.
I think Target might get booked here. I think it's his third foul. No,
I agree with that. So Tony T says if he has time to think, he panics and fluffs it. And I tend to agree. I just think he's very one-dimensional with his left foot, so he always wants to cut back in. And quite often what happens is he does that, and then the chance is gone. He can blaze past people, but then doesn't have that that ability to kind of keep going with that move. He has to cut back, and then it just loses all the momentum. Joe Linton's another one I think's like that, where if he doesn't have time to think, he's brilliant, but as soon as he's got a bit of time on the ball, he just seems to overthink it or panic or something, and it just all goes to shit.
Jigsaw Joe. But this free kick for Bournemouth is basically a mirror image of the free kick we had just a few moments ago in Bournemouth's half. Ball again put in towards back post, and it's going to float out for a throw into us on our right hand side. Sorry. Looks like some Trippier taking the throw in. Big Joe's been fairly quiet so far the opening 20 minutes. You reckon, Mark?
Yeah, he has. Having said that, though, we've been kind of bypassing midfield a lot, so he hasn't had that chance to really get involved in the game. Bournemouth's kind of really playing that counter-attack, not really giving Joe a lot of time to kind of bully them in midfield, which, credit to them for doing that.
Long ball from Bournemouth. I think it was Matty Target or Dan Burn, couldn't really tell who had it back. But Bournemouth enjoying a spell of possession here. They're just on their left-hand side. And goes out for a throw-in to Bournemouth. Halfway in their own half. I think he's trying to get haircut tips from ASM there. See, ASM shaved all his hair off.
Oh, he hasn't. Has he shaved all of it off? Because I saw him at the Helios tournament. But he's got a little bit at the back still. Yeah, he's got a little bit going on at the back. But he shaved off the bits at the side, which just always seemed to be a little bit of a strange move.
Absolutely. I'm not exactly one to give fashion tips on haircuts, so I can't really comment on that one. Ball is with Matty Target, who just pinged it across the pitch. Trippier, whose first touch was a bit heavy, to be honest. And Bournemouth make the intercept and it goes over thrown to us, just on the halfway line. Mm, 25 minutes almost up, 0-0. Two decent chances for both teams. Bournemouth could have took the lead with a headed effort, but it went harmlessly wide, thankfully. And Miggy had a very tame shot at the keeper from the edge of the box. And that's pretty much it in terms of chances, to be honest. But ball is with Trippier on the right. He brings it back into the halfway line to Dan Burn, who gives it a Matty Target on the left. Now, Ryan Fraser is playing almost central midfield there. When I think, over Bruno. Oof! Now this is prime Trippier free kick.
This has got Trippier written all over it.
It has. So Bruno's just been brought down, maybe 2 or 3 yards outside of the D on the edge of the box, and it's pretty much central, I think, and maybe just slightly to the left.
Just to the, just to the right, isn't it? Just to the right of the D.
Just to the right of the D, sorry, yeah.
Just slightly right of centre. That's got Trippier written all over that, surely.
It really has. This is a very similar position to his T-Rex over the wall goal, I think, against Everton, if anyone remembers that one. Or maybe even similar to his Man City free kick. That one, yeah, that was more central, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's probably, maybe 25 yards out. Just right of centre of the goal. Matty Targan, Trippier over, but you'd imagine this has got Trippier all over it. We've got Lewis Cook, who's playing the draft excluder in the wall. 4-man in the wall. Dylan and Slanky in there, 2 big players, so that's a big wall to get over and down with.
Yeah. The player on the floor against Trippier just seems really pointless to me.
Yeah, he's going to
You know he's kicking it over. You know he's having a shot over the wall.
Yeah, it's going to be Trippier, I think. Come on. Trippier ends up. Oh! Fingertip save goes
off the post, wasn't it? Off the post.
Was it?
That's off the post. That
he swings it across to the keeper to our left and just hits the outside of the post and goes out for a goal kick. Keeper was beaten.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, keeper wasn't getting anywhere near that. I thought he saved it first, to be honest, but no, it was a good attempt. But that should have been 1-0. That was the best chance either. We've had both. Come on, I think it's lifted the crowd a little bit as well, because if anything, been a bit flat.
Everything's starting to get a little bit nervy. Everything's starting to get a bit nervy with not picking up the wins.
Yeah, I don't care how we win. I'll take a 1-0 win every single game if we have to. But a good performance always helps with a bit of confidence back in the fans, especially at St James's, because if that place goes quiet, it can have a negative effect.
Yeah, get a bit of extra pressure on the players,
just increased a little bit there. Big Joe loses possession, we get it straight back. It's on our left with Ryan Fraser. He just gives the ball. Oof! Went through the back of Big Joe there. Bournemouth are on the counter, down our left-hand side. He's got 3 Newcastle players around him. Passes it back, still on their left. They're still in possession. Just level with our box on the left. Cross in. That was by Dan Burn, but again, it's up and away. Overhead kick. I think that was Billen, not Solanke, and it goes out for a goal kick. No problem for Pope whatsoever.
Is the broadcast centre for like Optus Sport in Cairns or something? Because you're like a good 3 or 4 seconds ahead of me.
To be honest, last season when we were doing these, I was a good 15 seconds behind everybody else. Everybody else was cheering for goals, waiting for VAR to prove it before I even seen it. So I don't know what's happened. Not a clue. But goal kick out. Just went straight over in for a throw-in to Bournemouth, just over the halfway line. It's coming up to the half an hour mark. What's your thoughts on the opening 30 minutes?
Yeah, I think both teams have had their chances. Both teams look a little scrappy at times. It's there for the taking if we can just find that little bit of extra something. Oh, Miggy's just been called off offside.
Good.
Yep, sorry.
All good. I'm going to say 0-0. Bob hope of a goal, mate. You never know. It just takes one bit of genius from either team, to be honest. And then one.
To be honest, both teams have had their chances. I think.
They have.
You know. Wow.
Was that Moyes out we've seen there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That's from Alex. I've got nothing against David Moyes apart from he used to manage those the other side of the water. But now he's done a cracking job for you, I'd say. Half an hour gone. Ball is with Newcastle just on the halfway line with Bruno. Passes it wide up to Willock. Need to inject a bit more pace into the game.
Cheers for Arse Analyst Football. Thanks for the well wishes. I'm going to need it if we can't get a decent result here. Need to come out fired up in the second half, I think, because this has got 0-0 first half written all over it.
Usak hasn't really had much to do with the ball as of yet, really.
No,
yeah, that one cutback chance, but that was it.
Just not enough service, really. There's we're not playing the ball on the ground, which I think is probably his strength. Given his height, it is a bit of a weird thing, but he seems to want the ball at his feet more than crossing the ball in. And our crossing is just not good enough. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, no, it's not. Definitely not. And I've said this a few times as well, that the art of the traditional winger, where he just literally gets his head down and runs with it, beats the left back or the right back, and then pings across and just doesn't seem to happen anymore. And I think Jimmy Milner was probably the last traditional winger this country's had. And they're just a dying breed now, which is a shame.
Putting some good pressure on here. Oh, we've won it back. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I think I was sharp putting Bournemouth under pressure. Close to the corner flag. Deep in the Bournemouth half. Trippier with the throw-in. And it's now back with Van Burn just inside the Bournemouth half.
Alex, who do you think is going to get sacked first then, David Moyes or the Leicester manager? Leicester's sitting on 1 point for the season. That's not great. And but you've got to be wondering whether or not they're actually going to be willing to fork out the money to get rid of him. Yeah, Rodgers has done really well, but the owners now clearly don't have an interest. I think West Ham have played well. I just don't think they've had the results. It's pretty much the same as we have. They've bought some good players. It's going to take them time to settle in, get used to the whole thing of playing league games, then playing European football. It's going to take a bit of adjustment for them. So I would say give them some time, see how it goes. Can't leave it too long, yes, but David Moyes has always had this thing with like football clubs, really. Even in these Everton days where he was very, very good and they'd finish like in Europe one season and then they'd struggle the next season and then you'd be saying he's going to get fired, but then, the next season he's back up again. It's very, very sort of roller coaster with him.
Yellow card for a Bournemouth player. Look, I don't know if it was 2-footed tackle on Joe. It was definitely late though, definitely warranted a yellow. No, he pulled his second leg back. Nothing wrong with the tackle, except it was just a generic foul. Yeah. Anything more than a yellow on that one. Even that might have been a bit soft, to be honest.
Yeah, he got the ball first, to be honest. There,
yeah,
that's actually kind of almost a little bit hard. I mean, it's like a foul, yeah, because he's gone through him, but I mean, there's not much he could do about it. He's gone for the ball.
Yeah. Tough yellow card to take on that one for Bournemouth. Free kick is of Bruno, who pings it to the back post, heads it back by Shaw, and there's no one there to beat it. Oof. Matty Target trying to climb the shoulders of a Bournemouth player and giving away on a free kick, giving Bournemouth a bit of a respite.
What have you thought? So here, Alex is saying, Alex, what have you made of Paqueta since he's joined? How's he been playing? Because obviously Newcastle was heavily linked with him because of his being best mate with Bruno, but apparently we didn't have the genuine interest in him. What have you made of him so far? Let us know in the comments.
That'd be good to know. The ball is with Newcastle, just on the edge of our own box. Played out wide to Ryan Fraser, who gives it back. Again, we are playing very dangerously, to be honest. Trying to play it out, and luckily you get a deflection. It goes up for a goal kick. If anybody who's watching us for the first time and you like what you're seeing and what you're watching, please think about subscribing to the channel. This is something that we love doing, these watch-alongs. It's not easy for us to do. Like I say, it's 12:37 a.m. in the morning here in Australia, but it is something we love, but it's not the easiest. So if you could show support by giving us a subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. The ball is with Big Joe, who's dancing on a few players. That's more like it, Joe. Hang on. He gives that to Miggy on the right. His Big Joe's on the overlap. He's overlapped there one. Just overhit the ball. That's better from Joe.
Yeah, that's much better.
That's what we like to see.
A few nice little moves there, taking it forward.
Yeah.
Kind of, you want to kind of see him getting involved a little bit more in that attacking build-up play, and they're starting to play the ball on the ground a little bit more rather than lumping it forward with a few long balls over the top, which isn't really what Eddie Howe's kind of seemingly tried to instill into the players so far in his managerial career. So we'll see. Yeah, it's interesting that Paqueta hasn't really kind of hit the ground running, but you know, it's almost that justification for Howe in how he handled Bruno. And cleared it from the back.
Ball is with Matty Target on our left-hand side. Just played at the Big Joe, who's just crossed the halfway line. There's no sense of urgency amongst the players right now, which I don't know why that is. Maybe they're playing a little bit too casual. Maybe you're getting frustrated already. Only 37 minutes in. But there's very little intensity from what I can see. Doing well in possession, just not doing much with it. Ball is with... we've just given it away to Bournemouth, who have it just outside the edge of their box.
Yeah, Alex. To be fair to Alex, yeah, I'm genuinely hopeful that Newcastle and West Ham can both kind of push on and upset the apple cart a little bit at the top of the league there. Get a few new teams at the top competing. That'll be nice.
Absolutely.
Interesting from Johnny. It's actually a good idea that we'll have a check. Probably not going to be able to get it done today, but yeah, for the next one, we'll see what we can line up to get the scores in a running clock or something. I'm sure there's a way to do it in StreamYard.
There's the score for you.
Oh, there you
go. We don't have a clock, unfortunately. Don't know how to do that one just yet, but there's the scoreline, please. We are in the 39th minute. Ball is with Bournemouth for the throw-in, just level with their penalty box. Bobbles through to Matty Target, I think, just pinged it back in. It's gone very scrappy again. Lots of loose clearances, more hit and hope than anything. And we've got another free kick. Didn't see what was wrong with that, to be honest, but a foul on Isak. just on our left-hand side, maybe 30 plus yards out from the box. Didn't see much wrong with that, to be honest. A bit harsh on Bournemouth, but we'll take it.
Yeah, it's that usual thing of the defender or the forward, whoever leans with their arm and catches the other player, always gets pulled up these days. Shearer would be knackered playing in today's football.
Oh God, you would, wouldn't you? The way his elbows were flying around left, right, and centre. You've got to use your arms for elevation. That's a given.
There's definitely some elevation and some leverage that involved, but yeah, they blow it up far too easily these days.
They do. Free kick is wasted. Free kick was taken by Trippier, who tried to ping it to the back post, and it just floated out. Actually, no, sorry, it was Target.
It was Target, Target.
Yeah, but nothing came of it, and goes out for a Bournemouth free kick. So in the 40th minute, 5 minutes to go. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 minutes of extra time so far due to an injury to the keeper. Keeper didn't get replaced; he stayed on, which will for substitution on that one. Daniel in the comments there, we're not playing shit. That's definitely not the case. We're just not playing like what we can do, if that makes sense. Maybe a bit lethargic, a little bit slow, and hopefully Eddie rips him a new one at half time. Because to be honest, I think they kind of need a rocket up the arse. They're not doing anything bad. They're just not doing anything good with it either.
Scrappy, I would say.
Yeah,
more than shit. I would say it was just a scrappy game. Bournemouth are packing the midfield, and I think it's causing a few problems because we don't have the space to play the ball around in, which is probably why they've tried those long balls in the first half. But we'll see how we can swap it up as Bournemouth get tired.
Yeah. Ryan Fraser nearly nicked it there. But Bournemouth gave it away to Big Joe. It is with Bruno now, with Ryan Fraser in the middle. Ryan Trippier, they just got to dink it in. It was Willock, and the inside 6 yard gets it to Miggy, just on the edge of the box, tries to cross it in, deflect out for a throw in. Good bit of build-up play there again. Ball is right on the wing with Trippier, who plays an overlap with Willock, who is crossing, and it's called at Newcastle on our right-hand side.
Yeah, get a decent ball in this time for a change.
That's the swap halves. Sure they did, because we weren't attacking the Gallagher in the first half. When the teams aren't in the lineup, sure they were. And I made a comment of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, good corner, but nobody met it. It's played it. Oh, off the ball from Big Joe. Oh, so close there. Unlucky. Oh, good play from the corner. Newcastle still have it though. Isak whips it in. Big Joe again. Oh, good save from the keeper. What's Big Joe got to do to score here? Oh, keeper is just pulled off 3 amazing saves.
Wow.
Keeper has just literally pulled off a mini worldie there.
Wow, 3 top-notch saves there.
One from Fraser. I think Fraser would have loved that one, to be honest. That was from the edge of the box. Curling in the top corner. Keeper just got his mitts to it. Good save from the keeper, but he pushed out for a corner to our right-hand side. But we had 3 glorious chances to take the lead there. Corner's taken. Looks like there's a clash of heads. It is it Willock? Or I think maybe Isak. Yeah, it's Isak. And can't see who it is for Bournemouth. Ryan Christie is for Bournemouth. Isak is lying chest down, which isn't a good sign.
Oh, he's got cracked on the back.
He hasn't moved much either. Ref stopped play pretty much straight away.
It's clash of heads. I think they've just both gone up for the ball and.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not serious and Isak continue. Otherwise, we've got Chris Wood on the bench. Let's see what happens here then. So, corner comes in the near post. Yeah. Innocent clash of heads now.
Yeah. We're both just going for the ball. Yeah, Tony T, sounds like nobody wants to shoot from our commentary. It's one of those games where I think they've been trying to do some sensible, like sort of very methodical build-up play, but without any of that kind of like last ditch kind of quality or product. And then they take 3 shots in the matter of like 10 seconds and awesome, absolutely top-notch save for keeper. So hopefully they can get some confidence from that and start and pepper the goal a little bit more. You're right. I have thought that from Newcastle for a while now. Actually, is that they need to have that ability just to kind of take a crack from outside the box, because it will bring the defenders out more as well, rather than all sitting that little bit more deep.
Absolutely, yeah. Totally agree with that, 100%. Looks like because the corner was taken, it's going to be a drop ball in Newcastle's favour. They don't contest drop balls now, I believe, in the Premier League, which I think is stupid.
Yeah, it's just mental.
What's the point in having a drop ball? But it's played all the way back to where Nick Pope retained possession. He gives it straight back to Bruno, who just dances around the players if he's not even there. 4 minutes of added on time. Big Joe is on his bike and he's running down that left-hand side. And is that brought that yet? That's a free kick. And another yellow card for Bournemouth.
That I'm happy enough with that one. That one, he's just kind of pushed him off the ball to stop his run there. Not sure what the Bournemouth player's holding his face for.
Oh, he hit him with his boot. Big Joe had
it's just caught him on the way past.
I think it just hit him in the face. Yeah, totally accidental. So if the ref goes to check this for VAR, he wouldn't surprise me to give it a red to Big Joe for that. I mean, it clearly was accidental, but no, now I look at VAR lately.
Again, we can't go down the tinfoil hat road this early.
We can't, but I've got it prepped, that's for sure. And Big Joe was on side for that. I think he tried to pass it inside the post. He definitely didn't put his laces through it. It was the right decision. An inch the other way, and it would have been in the top corner. And Ryan Fraser, good save by the keeper there. I think it took a slight deflection on the way in as well, which maybe took some of the sting out of the shot. There's going to be more added on time as well.
Yeah. As long as we score from this corner, I don't care.
That'd be good. Going 1-0 half time. Perfect time to score. Not that there's ever a bad time, but there's certainly a better time.
No, this would be a nice time to score. Change Eddie Howe's team talk.
Half time talk.
Indeed.
So Tavernier will have to go off so we can take this free kick. And yet there's confirmation of the yellow card for him as well. So Bournemouth down to 10 men as we get ready for this free kick. And it is probably maybe 22, 23 yards out. On the left-hand side, pretty much adjacent to the corner of the box. Who's on this one? Again, it's either going to be Target or Trippier. It looks like it's Matty Target as Trippier is backed off. We will be in swinger. Trippier gets it in. Clear by Bournemouth. And they are now on the counter-attack. They are wanting their Tavernier to come back on, who would have been away, to be honest, if the ref would have let him. But he didn't notice that he was going to come back, which actually worked in our favour.
Yeah, that was harsh on them, to be fair. Literally, as soon as plays started again, like players should just be allowed to come back on. The rest shouldn't have to blow them on. It's a stupid rule, that one.
But I've always thought it could just be a decision of the fourth referee or even the linesman, whoever's closer, will make that decision to get them back on.
Yeah.
Long ball, Target, a bit of head tennis going on right now. And as with Bournemouth, just inside our half. We retain possession to Ryan Fraser, who then gives it back to Bournemouth. And then Bournemouth give it straight back to us. So again, bit of a scrappy play. Joe Willock outmuscles his man for a good bit of strength. He's on the edge of the box. Sees Trippier, the pass was a little bit overhit. Still retained possession. That was sloppy from Trips there. And counter attack for Bournemouth now. We've got it just inside our half. Down on our right hand side. Pings the ball in. That was sloppy from Trippier there. That was an easy ball to pass. Then he just gives it away when we were in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot on, in fairness to him, though. There was nobody making that run for him to like find. He had to kind of like pull the ball back towards the touchline, and then he's also on the back foot a little bit more, so couldn't give that like the welly behind the pass to get it on target properly. But yeah, you would expect a little bit more from him in that position there. Yeah, definitely.
It'll be interesting to see the half-time stats, because I'd imagine, I wouldn't say we've dominated possession, but we've certainly had the lion's share of it, that's for sure. Shots, you'd imagine we would be the better on that one. I don't think Bournemouth have had a corner yet. So we've done well defensively. Not that Bournemouth have done much fit, and there is the half-time whistle there. 0-0. Thoughts on that first half there, Mark?
Yeah, scrappy, isn't it? Very, very scrappy. Not a lot of quality in the final third for either team, to be honest. It looks very much to me like Bournemouth are packing the midfield, and we're struggling to kind of get any kind of dominance. Even though we're definitely winning possession. I've just pulled the stats up here. We're 55.6% possession to Newcastle, so we're dominating possession, but we're not really doing anything with it. And whenever it gets into that middle of the park, it all just seems a little bit too cluttered in there.
I mean, we've hit the post twice. One from Trippier, one from Joe Linton.
Couple of good saves off the keeper.
Yeah, so we are creating the chances. We just being again a little bit unlucky in terms of the ball not finding the back of the net. If you're Eddie Howe now, what's your team talk going to be?
I think we need to up a tempo a little bit. I think that's the big thing for me. Like try and get a few decent flurries going forward and get the crowd back on side, because I think the crowd sound a little bit flat from what I can tell. Look, it just needs a bit more oomph behind the players that they get their skates on, so to speak. Make sure that they get the tempo of the game, pressure Bournemouth a little bit more. It'll be interesting to see what sort of changes he makes as well. Look, as much as kind of Fraser started the game really well, he's kind of been in fits and starts. I don't think Joe Linton's played particularly well. Bruno hasn't really seen much of the ball either. It's been kind of almost, I hate to say it and agree with Wolves, but it's almost that long ball game, just straight over the top, trying to bypass midfield a lot of the time, which just isn't working for us.
Yeah, it's tough. You think an early goal would settle a lot of nerves and bring the crowd into life, as mentioned in the comments. The players need to do something to bring the crowd back up. But an early goal would definitely, I wouldn't necessarily open the floodgates, but Bournemouth would then have to come to attack.
Yeah.
They're
definitely sitting deep.
Yeah. So if we can get that first goal, then that would be hopefully a way that we can get to then a second or a third, then get to the comfortable win. But just picking the 3 points is just what we need. And looking at a few of the comments right here is Abu. The bench is horrible, and I'll just bring up the team lineup now just to show the subs bench. So we've got, in terms of outfield players, Botman, Lascelles, Ritchie, Lewis, Manquillo, Wood, Murphy, Longstaff. Question out to you, Mark. You're on the hour mark. It's still 0-0. You look at your bench. Who'd you bring on to change the game and get you the match winner?
Yeah, there's slim pickings there, isn't there, in terms of someone that's going to change the game for us. Maybe Longstaff bring him on and allow Bruno to get further up the pitch, maybe get more involved in an attacking sense. But then who do you bring off? Because I think Joe Willock's actually played quite well. You know, if you bring Murphy on, I'd say you'd probably bring Murphy on for Miggy, unfortunately, and that means he's probably going to hit the post and give the ball away a number of times again, and despite being in some pretty great positions. And the other obvious one, I guess maybe bring Chris Wood on and like play Isak just off him maybe, or move Isak to the left wing and let him kind of get a little bit more on the ball. But yeah, it's not a lot of options on the bench, is there?
There's not, and I mean, we were all looking to see a little bit of Elliot Anderson today. If anything, he would have been on the bench. He would definitely be one thing or one person that you'd look to bring on for a bit of creativity, bit of spark. He's not there. Longstaff, his games are very 50-50 lately. He'll have a blinder or he'll have an absolute stinker. He's never really consistent. Murphy, I've had my feelings well known on Murphy probably since the end of last season. He's just not cut out for the Premier League. I just don't think he's good enough. Wood, if we can get the balls into him, if we can whip those crosses in, he will score goals. But we're not a team that does well on crossing, and they're not very accurate. So playing to his strength is really going to work there. And then the rest are defenders. It's a bit tough. I really wouldn't know. Jaden just said in the comments there, Longy for Fraser. Is that something you could see happening, Mark?
It's Longstaff's not going to play out wide though, is he? So you're bringing Longstaff on to kind of try and pack the midfield, maybe. To me, Longstaff's probably more that holding midfielder, but just not really quite at the level we want for a holding midfielder. But at least he would allow that little bit of extra coverage for Bruno to be able to push forward, which I think he needs to do because he needs to get more involved in the game. At the moment, he's sort of more a peripheral figure really. He's kind of looked assured when he's been on the ball, but he's just not getting enough of the ball at the moment, and certainly not in the dangerous areas that we want him to have it.
Yeah.
As I said, I think, to be honest, like if you bring Chris Wood on for Fraser and just play Isak just off Chris Wood, let him drop deep, let him get on the ball, let him push out wide. Maybe that'll just unlock something. Let him link up a little bit with another striker, so it's not all on him. Because at the moment he's not really getting any service. He's not really showing much of a. He's not getting much of a look on goal. He's not getting the chance to run at players. So you kind of want to try and just free him up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it's not the opening 45 minutes we were all hoping from Bruno and Isak in terms of a partnership.
No.
But again, I think that's more to do with the way Bournemouth have been sitting very deep. So they're not able to be opened up. So they've definitely done the homework on that side of things.
Look! Credit to Bournemouth. They have actually played really well in terms of stifling our game. Even though we've had more possession, we haven't really been able to do anything with it. As I said, look, we've hit the bar, we hit the post, we've had a couple of keeper saves. We're getting the chances. So you just got to hope that one of them goes in, and then, as you said, Bournemouth have to push on, and hopefully we can take advantage on the counter.
Just showing highlights of some of the crosses here. And I think it's Shearer who's speaking here. We're very hesitant just to get the shot, which again is, I don't know who it was that made the comment a few back, but absolutely right. Just fear of pulling the trigger, have a go. If you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win the lottery. It's just one of those things. Yeah. Have a crack, you never know.
It could get a weird deflection and spiral over the keeper. It could, the keeper could make a save and palm it out so that someone following up. You don't know. You just got to, if you get the chance to do it, make sure it's on target, make sure it's firm, and then hope for something to happen. At the moment, we're just passing it around until we lose possession, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I hope how doesn't decide to change things at half time, because I don't think it needs to be changed at half time. I don't think that's really his style anyway, unless anyone's mentioned they've got a bit of a niggle or anything we haven't really seen. But I think he'll keep the same team for at least an hour into the game. He just actually makes subs fight fairly late in the game, I've noticed. Is that something you've seen as well, Mark?
Yeah, definitely. Certainly, like, I don't think I remember him ever making a change at halftime. But he's normally like 60 minutes to 70 minutes is usually when he'll start looking like he's going to make subs. But yeah, he's usually very late on in the game. It's usually about 70 minutes when Miggy's kind of spent the tank and he's sort of hauling off before he busts a lung or something.
Yeah, that's. There has to be
Hopefully we just come out with a bit more. Sorry, Craig.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, it's like hopefully Howe's just kind of revs them up a little bit, so we've got a bit more tempo to the game in the second half. Because I think that's almost what we're missing is the usual tenacity that we've been playing with, and maybe it's just needs a little bit of a spark from somewhere, and hopefully we can get the crowd lifted, feed off that. I mean, it's going to need a little bit of something out of nowhere if it stays like this, and hopefully at least a couple of the players will be sort of fired up and wanting to prove something in the second half.
Yeah, right now I'd take a bobble over the goal line in the 93rd minute, bouncing in off Miggy's arse right now, gladly. The win is probably more, it's always more important than the performance, but the fact we're winning 1-7, I'm not saying that we're in any type of trouble or anything, but social media, Twitter, wherever, is going to start having a few people thinking, well, are we as good as we think we are? Can we get a top 10? We've won 1-7 games. He's going to get those few people. A bit of negativity may start to creep in, but 3 points will definitely go a long way to stopping that at least, even if the performance isn't great.
Even if we get another draw, I think you start looking at discussions around it's been a bad start to the season. But it comes down to that whole thing where wins are better than draws, because you can draw 3 games and then win 1 and lose 2 games. Oh, we've lost 2 games, we're still on the same points.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so it's a case of if we could just turn, if we'd had 1 or 2 of those draws turned into all 3 points, suddenly we're right up there in like European spot contention. So that's the fine margins of just drawing a lot of games. And yes, you can take solace in that against like a Man City or something where it's almost a free hit. But there's got to be times where you need to convert that into 3 points and start putting those points together on the board. Otherwise, it just becomes, as I said, it's the talk's already there. Where is this a bad start to the season? And it's going to get that sort of like conversation is definitely going to get louder if we don't win this game, because it is that game that is there to win, and it's one of the ones that I think everyone would have had put down as a full 3 points for us. And that's no disrespect to Bournemouth, but it in terms of the teams that we should be beating, if we're at the level where we expect that we're pushing towards, then these are the games at home that we have to win.
Yeah, and I think that comment from Tony T there just sums up exactly what you've just said. 2 points lost rather than 1 point gain, because it should be a game that you would expect us to win, maybe not comfortably, but you should still see us getting the 3 points at least. To be honest, if someone had said to me, would he take a point before the game, I probably would have said no. I'd want all 3, as you want with every game. But some of them you just got to hold your hand up and say, yeah, we're not going to get anything from. Glad to take a point. But this one, you would have been optimistic to say, yeah, we'll get the 3 points, not a problem. Would have been those very pessimistic people who'll turn around and say, I'll take a point against Bournemouth at home. I can't see the game ending 0-0. I think Eddie's going to put a rocket up their arse. Hopefully he'll come out all guns blazing in the second half, get that early goal, and the game will be a bit more fast-flowing, a bit more fluid, and we can then go on to win the game in a comfortable fashion. And that would be ideal, to be honest.
I think Abu's kind of summed it up really. We lack that quality in depth at the moment, and that will take time. You know, we're still recovering from 14 years of Ashley doing the bare minimum just to keep us in the Premier League to keep his gravy train going. We're slowly starting to build a good solid spine to our side, and it's going to take time for the rest of the squad to kind of pad out so that we've got the quality to make a difference. But you do sum it up where, you know, Anderson is that type of player that looks comfortable on the ball. He looks like he's not out of place, and he looks like he is capable of creating something out of nothing.
Yeah.
So not to have him on the bench after his performances in recent weeks, I think, is a big blow to us today. But you just got to hope that the player come on, work hard, run their asses off, and just, you know, just pull something out of nowhere.
Yeah. Where's it going to come from, though? That's because we had the opportunities. We had the free kick from Trippier hit the post. Big Joe hit the post with that shot. And we had a few chances where just bobbled through to the keeper. Nothing other than those two there. Can you see us getting all 3 points here? Will we get the win? You still confident?
Look, I think we're creating enough. We just need one of them to go in. I think at the moment, it certainly looks like it's probably going to be more from a midfield runner that sort of bombs on into the box that's gonna get it for us, or you know, potentially a free kick. We've had a couple of free kicks that just haven't had the delivery there. You know, that's like it is really depressing that we've got so much height in the squad at the moment, and we're so poor at set pieces from corner kicks, especially. We're like, how many corners have we had in the last few games? And it's like we're peppering the goal with these corners, but just creating nothing from them. It's kind of something that I think really does need to be sorted out sooner rather than later, because we need to start capitalizing on dominance in corners, number of corners that we're getting.
Absolutely. Just for junior players are now back onto the pitch.
Just on there.
Just getting into formation. Bournemouth to kick us off for the second half. They're going to be attacking the Gallagher end for the second. We're going to be attacking the Leazers. Shouldn't be a few more seconds before we're back and running for the second half. I agree with it's a process, but we have to understand these lackluster results will happen. Yeah, you can't play a perfect game every game. Poor games will happen, and it happens to the best of teams. People are even complaining about Man City not being at full throttle today against Wolves, yet they won 3-0. You know,
that must be tough.
It really is winning 3-0, and people still complaining. It's baffling. But the game is now back on our way. It is with Newcastle with Ryan Fraser, halfway an hour and a half, who brings it into the middle to Bruno, who is tackled. And it is with Bournemouth on our right-hand side. And he just must... Oh, no, he's kept it in. That's good, strong play from Bournemouth there. We're going to take a shot. No, it's deflected. Still with Bournemouth, though. Is... right on our right-hand side. Big Joe wins a free kick. Looks like a push on the back. Hard to tell from that angle, though. And that was level with our box. So opening few seconds of the second half, it was pretty much all Bournemouth on that one.
Is it just me, or do we always seem to play like struggling teams 1 or 2 games after they change manager? And they get that new manager bounce? We always seem to get the teams that are like, as soon as they replace a manager and suddenly they find a new lease of life, because they're fighting for everything right now, Bournemouth, and that's good to see for them and their fans. It's just we need to kind of match their intensity at the moment, and I don't think we are.
No, we're not. Definitely not. And we've certainly got the quality above Bournemouth. No disrespect to them, but we got the better players there. But at the minute, you wouldn't say it. So, but it's a throw into us, just inside our own half. Matty Target's going to take it on the left-hand side. Dan Burn is just kicked along straight over to Trippier on the right. And it's still in our own half with Shaw. And we just need to maybe get settled for the second half and then get a bit of possession and see where to go from there. But we're actually playing it neatly up here with Bruno. Gets it through to Big Joe. Ryan Fraser. Oh, Ryan Fraser. Nice build-up play there. I think he got a call from Big Joe to leave it. He tries to bend it into his far right-hand corner, bottom far right-hand corner, but he puts it wide. Keeper didn't get a touch. Goal kick. Good build-up play there.
Yes, that's close. It's opening. That's like, it's first chance for the second half. Let's ride with it. Hopefully we get a bit of build up momentum from that.
Definitely
build up momentum.
It's early in the morning.
It's like,
Ball is on the way. Trippier gets a cross in.
Communication lines between my brain and my mouth are slowly starting to deteriorate. Oh,
I had a Red Bull
cross into the
before it came on,
box.
so I'm not getting to
Oh yeah, see, yeah, rookie mistake. I had beer instead. Very good cross in the box there from Trippier onto what was almost Joe Linton's head. Just headed over the bar, and yeah, good chance. Like two good opportunities to open the second half.
Ball is with Bournemouth just inside ours. We get possession back. Oh no, scrappy again. Bournemouth still have it, and just inside our half again in the centre. Drive and run forward from Solanke, I think it is, who has a shot on goal. Straight down, throw to the goal, and Nick Pope collects it. Not a problem at all.
Yeah, that midfield battle's just so niggly at the moment, isn't it?
It is. I never thought I would say this. Probably since January, how much we've missed Shelvey in the middle.
Yeah, definitely. I've been one of his biggest critics because he always seemed to be very hit and miss, very sort of, in and out of games. He had spells where he wasn't tracking back properly, he wasn't putting the effort in. But since Howe's taken over, it's like a new player, and he's been great for us. And I think we're definitely missing him. Yeah. Just in that sort of anchor role to let Bruno and Joe kind of push up more and get involved in the play. Yeah, definitely. I think he's a big miss.
I think Eddie Howe said he's a little bit ahead of schedule for his recovery for his training.
Yeah,
he's back on the training pitch, which is good. And he's been included in the 25-man squad, which is good to see as well. But borders with Joe Willock. Again, a bit of head tennis with Miggy just on the edge of the box. Gets a Trippier. Chip ball in. And Miggy fails to control it. And ball is in Bournemouth's corner. And still in play. I think it's Miggy who's got it. Yes, he does. Target. Trying to find a way to get through here. It's with Trippier on the wing. We're just not unlocking that goal with the right key here. But ball is with Bruno. He's probably maybe 5 yards outside the box. Gets a Trippier out wide. And cross is blocked and out for a throw-in.
Yeah, Bournemouth definitely parking the bus whenever we've got the ball in our attacking half, definitely.
Yeah. I think on the hour mark, if they haven't conceded, they'll take a striker off, bring a defender on, and again just park that bus like it's a concrete wall. But good tackle from Willock there, who gets the ball. Oh, was it Isaac? Yeah, it was.
It was Isaac. Yeah, it was Isaac. Yeah, it was Isaac.
We get it to Miggy on the edge of the box. Who goes for a shot, just crowded. Was it handball? Oh, again waved off by the ref. And tame header for Isak. Keeper collects. They seem to bounce off his head rather than the other way around. And Bournemouth, their number 29 is down, which again, I'm not sure if that's Solanke or Billum. So he looks like he's got a shin or a calf injury. He's down half in their own half. Bit of a stoppage and play there. Good bit of intensity from the lads there, though.
Oh, I think they've picked it up. They're creating chances. They just need, as I keep saying, they just need one of them to go in. I just don't care how. This is on the verge of becoming an issue for them, like where it's like this psychological barrier that, well, we're never going to score. So I think for them, it's probably a good thing just for them to get one of them to go in.
Yeah. Nope. I thought the ref had been told about VAR to have a look at something there. There's a potential handball in the box.
Potentially the handball, yeah, but
nothing from it.
Yep. As you
Would
were.
have been very harsh if I was given, to be honest. But we've got the ball with Joe Willock. Now with Bruno, we've just put it out slightly wide. And we've now got a throw in. Trippier tried to make the pass, but it was just cut out. We've definitely picked up the pace the second half already.
Yes, definitely. Yep.
Willock. Oh, was that a free kick? No. But ball is with Ryan Fraser on the left-hand side. Tries to throw his one over across. Plays back to Willock. Gets a matty target. The whips across in. And defended by Bournemouth. But only to a Newcastle player. We get to the Trippier. And is that a corner? That's a goal kick.
Yeah, some good build-up play there. Willock's playing really well, actually. He's probably, I mean, as much as I wanted Bruno back in the side, I think Willock's been the standout midfielder today for us.
He has. Yeah, Bruno has been a few flashes of brilliance, but a little bit anonymous at times, which is not like Bruno at all. Bournemouth on the counter-attack, but it's cut out by Burn. And Bournemouth have a throw-in deep inside our half.
Dan Burn's just so assured on the ball. Like, he just never seems to panic.
Yeah.
It's actually really good defending by him there.
The ball is with Willock, who probably man of the match so far, Joe Willock, who spread the ball out wide. It's with Big Joe, who's just been dispossessed. But we then win it back with a bit of bobbling around, a few deflections. But it is with Dan Burn and Fabian Shaw just on the halfway line. Spreads it wide to Trippier. A few short passes in between him and Willock and Bruno. Chip pass through Almiron, who controls it well, actually. Nice controller, Miggy. Who's right on the touchline of the right-hand side. Just trying everything, yeah, but being just not unlocking that door. We've got 11 men behind the ball here.
Yeah.
Not making it easy, that's
55 minutes on the clock.
Well, ball is with Trippier, who tries to cross it in, and it's a corner. We're definitely trying, but like I said, they've parked the bus.
We're pushing.
Yeah. Yeah, 55 minutes, and they've already got every man behind the ball there. Got to play for the point, which can't blame them, to be honest. A point for them is better than a point for us. Get to it from this corner. Just prove it wrong from the comments we're talking about at half time. Trip with the corner. Oh, it's out to Ryan Fraser. Oh, bouncing around in the box. Try to shot the volley. And it offside.
That's another one of those, like, somebody was offside, but they didn't actually play the ball, but they've still called it offside.
Yeah, I don't get that. There's no way the players can react that quick.
No.
He came up, that's very contentious. Handball?
No, actually, yeah. Yeah, no. Willock was offside when it was played in. I'll give them that. Tinfoil hats away.
Miggy's got the ball, edge of the box. Turns one. I thought Willock was onside. Still managed to keep it in, but Bournemouth have possession. Well, Bruno, sliding tackle, wins it for throwing, just taken quickly with those spare balls around the pitch these days. Will it gets crossing? Ryan Fraser, who's the last person who won on the end of a cross these days.
Yeah, coming up to the 60-minute mark.
Coming
up to the 60-minute mark, I'd be looking to make a change, really.
What's your call?
I just think you need to get Fraser off. I don't think he's doing a lot on the left here. If we're going to insist on putting balls into the box, then we need to get Chris Wood on. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that, yeah. Well, would you take Isak off or keep him?
No, I would take Fraser.
Fraser for Wood?
And just move Isak out to the left. Yeah. Play Isak out left.
Yep, it is very frustrating the amount of corners we get, but no goals from them. It's almost back to where the Pardew days where we went something like 2 seasons, I think, without scoring from a set piece apart from free kicks, which was really weird because we had people like sort of Kabai taking the corners as well. Who could take a very good free kick, as nobody just couldn't find the man from a corner. Ball is with Bournemouth right now with a free kick, halfway in our half, just probably left of centre. Isak giving away the free kick. Bit soft that one, to be honest. The other option was ref plays advantage and they still have the ball, so maybe that was a better call for us. Need to defend this well. Half an hour to go. Ball's whipped in by Bournemouth and defended by Matty Target, but Bournemouth retained possession.
Yeah, it was a good counter-attack opportunity there, and we've had to like pull it back to pass it back to kind of like our defense, just because Bournemouth are working their asses off to get back and make it difficult for us and close down space. I mean, yeah, Willock had a prime opportunity there to kind of try and pick out Miggy, but it's just Bournemouth players closing down space, so that it's not there.
Yeah,
got to do better. It's really missing St. Maximin on the left there, just to have that out ball. We're still not at the point where we can create a lot. Where in this sort of game, we still need that really just sort of easy out ball to try and get some creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a poor ball in from Fraser.
Bournemouth on the counter attack now. It's that was lucky. They nearly had a one-on-one there. Well, it's scrappy defending from Newcastle now. Bournemouth still have possession, just on the edge of our box. Gets a cross in. Oh, there's 1-0 Bournemouth. Bournemouth have taken the lead. Fuck.
Wow.
I think they are going to take a look at it, as they will do, but I think this one will stand.
I think that will stand. It's a poor ball in. It's like poor defending. Pope's like completely stranded there. There's not much he can do about that. Great ball in. Like the striker's done well to sort of just deflect it into like the near post.
Yeah.
Past Pope. Pope could do nothing. He was kind of stuck to the ground. But that's disappointing to concede that sort of goal. I think you're going to imagine they're just going to like pile everyone behind the box now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's onside.
Yeah, that goal's going to stand. Well, we need a reaction from the lads, and we need it now.
Big floppy donkey dick.
Fuck.
Given our likelihood that we are struggling to create any really clear-cut chances, that is not what we wanted. Is to go down a goal first.
No.
Hopefully that spurs them on, though. Hopefully that's the kick up the arse they need.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, just after 61 minute mark for the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Surely Howe's got to be thinking about some subs now.
You think? But again, it's who? The only real option there is Wood, like you mentioned, or even Longstaff. But is he going to offer much in terms of creativity?
No, exactly. This is the problem, isn't it? We just don't have the forward threat to.
Oh, that's a lovely ball
to change games.
That was a lovely ball from Bruno. Chip ball in. Trippier gets the cross in, and it's deflected out for a corner over the top of the goal. But Trippier wants a penalty for a handball. Let's take a look at this on the replay. Well, that could be, that could be given.
Oh, I've lost my stream. I'll be back with you in a minute. Oh no, yes, no, that his hand was out. His hand was out.
Yeah, his hand was down.
Definitely saying
that is not a natural position. That's a penalty. The player knows it's a penalty here.
No, that's a blatant penalty. He's actually gone towards the ball. Yeah, no, that's got to be a penalty.
Unless there's an offside in the build-up, which is not.
No, there's no way he's offside there.
Nah.
No way he's offside. That's a penalty. That's got to be a penalty.
It has to be. Yeah, he's onside. The line shows it. So penalty must stand. Yep. He's going to the monitor to take a look.
He's onside.
This has to be given. To describe what happened is Trippier put the cross in for Isak in the Bournemouth defender. He leant forward with his arm in an unnatural position, and it hits him on the hand or the wrist, and it has to be a penalty. I can't see how it cannot be. He leans forward towards the ball.
And his hand's out. His hand's gone towards the ball.
Why is the ref taking... He's probably his sixth attempt looking at it now. Penalty. Penalty is given.
This could be the lucky ref. How did that take him that long to figure that out?
Yeah, it was blatant. I mean, maybe he was looking for something to give it, to not give it, because it blatantly was. Isak looks as though he's lining up. He's got the ball in hand.
Come on, please. Come
on. I know.
Oh, no.
I hate penalties. It was the right decision. Bournemouth
definitely the right call. Yeah.
Come on, Isak. You got ice running through your veins. Your first goal at St. James's. Come on. And you imagine if this goes in, it's gung-ho, go for the win now. Come on. So Isak has the ball. Take a few steps back. Come on, Isak. Don't do anything daft or stupid, just power. Isak takes it. Scores! Come on! Yes!
Gets in.
Get in! Get in! Puts it to where he's on left, low on the left.
Penalty.
Come on! 1-1.
Gorgeous penalty. Well done.
Yeah, Kiva's not saving that even if he goes the right way.
He's revving the crowd up as well. Love to see
Come on! It's exactly what we needed. Get in, lads. Well done.
Only thing that would have topped that off better was if he took off with a Shearer salute, one hand salute. But no, that's perfect. It's so good to be back in that game so quickly. Hopefully hopefully that's going to knock Bournemouth's confidence now, where you know we've scored and we still couldn't hold on to the ball onto the win. So yeah, beautifully taken penalty. That's so. The guy literally does have ice through his veins.
He does, doesn't he?
Beauty, get in.
Cracking penalty. Again, it was low to Isak's left. And it pretty much hit the side netting. So even if the keeper gets the right way, I don't think he's saving that. There's a lot of power behind it as well. And, right, so the crowd has definitely been lifted, a lot more vocal. Isak is now playing like a man possessed. Ball is out with Trippier out on the right. Gives it to Willock, who stumbles a little bit, but it's with Bruno, who finds Trippier. Going to put in a cross. Oh, cleared by Bournemouth. Hooked out for a throw-in. They're here for the taking now, I think. Come on.
Crowd's lifted. That's what we needed. We needed the crowd to like get a spark.
Absolutely. Willock with a cross. Oh, deflected, and Bournemouth have it cleared, and they're on the counter now. Big Joe just takes one for the team there and gets his traditional yellow card.
Yeah, no,
well done, Joe.
He's done well there. He's done well to take that one.
I think that's his 4th yellow card of the season now, so one more and he's suspended. Our next game is Fulham away, I believe. This time next week.
I believe so, yeah.
And then I can't remember who the game is after that one. I think it's Brentford.
So the Spurs team's just been announced. You've got to be pissed if you're Son and you're not getting in that side after you just won the Golden Boot last year.
Yeah, Son is world class.
Like, how the hell is he being dropped to the bench? That's just ridiculous.
It is beyond belief. Oh, Bournemouth nearly went 2-1 up there. They had a counter-attack and a shot from outside of the box. They're claiming a corner. It was down low to Pope's right. Just inside the box, sorry. And should it have been a corner? I don't think it took a touch through. No,
it took a deflection.
A goal kick. So reminders there that Bournemouth are still in this game.
Yeah. They're not frightened to take a punt. Not frightened to take a pop from outside the box, that's for sure.
No. Little over 20 minutes to go plus stoppage time. It'd be interesting to know how the lads reacted down in Sydney to that penalty hitting the back of the net. I hope that's been caught on video.
Yeah.
Ball is with Miggy just inside Bournemouth's half. Bruno on the Big Joe, progressing forward slowly. And minutes applause again for the Queen on the 70th minute.
Again, no, I haven't actually seen a lot of Spurs this season. I've seen a few games here and there, usually when it's the early kickoffs. As you can imagine, it's a little bit difficult for us to see a lot of the other games in the flesh, so to speak. But yeah, it seems a little bit strange. Maybe he's just not fitting in the system now. I don't know, but he's got to be. You've got to be wondering. He's got to be playing pretty badly not to get in that side at the moment.
Yeah,
I mean, he's undoubtedly good quality, but hopefully, has he been that bad? As I said, I haven't seen enough to really warrant it. Maybe it's a system thing. Maybe he just doesn't fit the system that's being played right now. Oh, so Murphy's coming on for Bruno, is it?
No. I've just seen Longstaff.
Longstaff's come on for Bruno, and Murphy's definitely come on for must be Miggy.
So Fraser for Bruno, yep. And Murphy for Longstaff. That's maybe Bruno's still not 100%. But anyway, ball is with
I suppose
Newcastle.
he's just back, maybe fitness thing, but yeah.
Trips with the free kick, whips it in. Oh, that could have went anyway. Oh, but we've got a corner.
Not
That was
not
a
the
very,
not the
very good
calmest
corner.
defending in the world, was it?
It wasn't. That could have went anywhere. But see what we can do with this corner. 6 corners to Bournemouth 0. Trippier gets it in. Oh, so close. Isak nearly making it 2-1 there. So the ball is whipped in by Trippier. It's headed down by Isak, and Longstaff tries to get hit on it as well, but it just bobbles through to the keeper.
The defender's got a hold of Longstaff there.
What a tackle by Dan Burn there. So Bournemouth on the counter-attack. Solanke is inside the 6-yard box, albeit the angle is very tight, but Dan Burn gets a good tackle in, forces a corner, their first of the game. Good tackle, that.
Yeah, no, that's a cracking tackle from Burn.
Yeah. Bournemouth with a corner.
Yeah, as I said, I've not seen enough of him to really warrant any kind of hard opinion on Son being dropped. Just seems very strange that he's that out of form. Bobbling around in the box. Oh, skied off. Rosed.
Hit the dead pigeon in the Gallagher end again. Good target practice, that dead pigeon. The ball is with Matty Target on the left, which plays it back in the middle for Dan Burn. And across to Shaw. Pings up forward to Willock. So it's Willock and Matty Longstaff. Sorry, Sean Longstaff in central midfield. And it looks like Joe's playing slightly ahead of them now. Shaw, he went on one of his runs there. I thought he was going for a Thunder Bastard again. A good recovery from Longstaff to get the ball back. Surprised Amaron's still on the pitch.
Yeah. He's been lively. It's just he needs that. Yeah, hopefully something goes his way sooner rather than later again. He's definitely like playing better on the ball than he has been in previous seasons.
Definitely, yeah. Was crossed in, headed away by Bournemouth, but retained possession. Ball has definitely played on the floor a lot more this half than in the first. Ball is with Trippier right in the corner. Still got the ball. Bournemouth couldn't retain possession with Trippier again on the right. Miggy, sorry. Hope he dances past his defender there. Willock. Unlucky. Willock went for a snapshot on the volley. Looks like it comes off his shin and just spoons it over the bar. Yeah. Harmlessly.
Our team chemistry is like massively important. And you take one piece out of that puzzle, or you start playing a slightly different type of football, and you know it's easy to kind of ruin someone's ability to play well. And I think definitely Salah this season. I think he's missing Mane like no end, and I don't think Nunez is really the replacement that he needs in terms of that link up play. But yeah, that Arsenal game last season was fantastic. That was the one I was at. It was the last home game. I was over there on holiday, so got a ticket. That was just fantastic atmosphere. What a win!
The crowd that day was just sensational.
Yeah.
God knows what it'd be like being there.
Can't Joe.
Right. So ball is with Longstaff in the middle, puts it out wide to Miggy, who got Trippier on the overlap, gets a cross in, comes to nothing. But it's to Longstaff. No, Dan Burn, that is. There's out to Willock, who's on the edge of the box on the left. Ball's gone pretty slow again. Oh, that was inches away. Oh. Well, that was inches away from Isak's forehead there to go to 2-1 up. Ball bobbles out to Shaw, who tries a shot from distance. It's deflected and out for a corner, I believe.
You mean my accent? I grew up in Australia, and but I've lived in the UK. I worked in Newcastle for quite a while. Did some time in London, so I've got a bit of a mishmash accent. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. The Billy No Mates and designated homeless. Oh, come on! Oh, come on!
Claiming another penalty here.
It's about the only thing that Murphy would actually manage to score from.
Let's see.
It's going to be harsh if that's given.
Yeah. But it must be a corner then, at least. Got to be. Trippier's going to take the corner from the left-hand side. Come on, 12 minutes to go plus stoppage. Trippier the corner. Bit of an overhit, goes to Miggy, edge of the box. Shaw again trying a speculative effort, but he didn't get anything on it. Scuffed it, but we've still got possession. No, we don't. Who was that? I gave away free. That was Trippier there. Real poor control there. Costing were possession and giving away a free kick.
That's a good question for you, though, Craig. Would we be happy with finishing in 7th for a Conference League this season? I'd snatch your hands off for that right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Wouldn't even hesitate that one.
I wanted top half and a decent cup run. That was my definition of a decent season. So yeah, if we can finish in even like a remotely sort of Mickey Mouse Europe League, I don't care. As if we can make that next step, then that's a big bonus for us.
Absolutely, yeah. Even if, and I know this is a massive if, even if we finish bottom half, but get through to Europe on one of the cups, if we can do that, that would be a success easily. But Miggy lost possession. Bournemouth very dangerous here with a shot, and it is pulled wide. Do cup runners up still get?
I'm pretty sure the FA Cup does. I'm not sure about the League Cup. That's the only thing.
Right. So, less than 10 minutes of normal time left. Newcastle.
I wouldn't be putting bets on us to score a winner from here. Put it that way.
No. You never. It just takes a spark of genius or a lapse of concentration, and the ball's in the back of the net. Willock a good cross in, but keeper is equal to it. No, a lot of these crosses, they're either too long or straight into the keeper's hand, so they're too deep. So the keeper's picking them up easily. What's happened there? Oh, no, all good. We've got possession back. Isak was brought down off the ball, I think. Let's go to Shaw. Do you want to drive and runs forward?
Might not need to cash out just yet.
If you want me 200 quid. Let's see.
Would you a late winner? Surely. Would you a late winner?
We're due one, aren't we? It's been a while. Longstaff dispossessed far too easy there.
Really bad
But
first
Dan
touch for him.
Is good in defence. Joe Linton just not reading it there. Bournemouth on the counter. down our right-hand side, edge of the box, takes shot and well blocked. I think it was Longstaff that got the blocking as well. So ball is with Newcastle, just level with our box on the right-hand side. And we've just given away again, straight to Bournemouth.
It's going to be interesting with European places once, like for next season, given the changes in the rules, so that if the UK based, well, the English teams do well, then we get an extra spot or something, so we can actually end up with 5 Champions League spots. So all the others drop down a notch. So we could end up like with a 5th place team getting Champions League, and 8th place still getting into Europe. So that'll be interesting to see what happens.
That would be good. Makes that a little bit easier for us. Come on. So ball is with Matt Target, who just passed it back inside to Longstaff. Gives it to Willock. Willock's actually asking for the ball a lot more here. He went for a speculative shot from 35 yards out, harmlessly over. I don't mind if he's going to ask for the ball as long as he does something with it, but to ask for the ball and take a shot from there.
Yeah. That looked like it was a shot by someone who has actually ran his ass off this game, and he has. So, yeah, tired legs.
But there was options available to him there, though. He could have easily made a pass out wide.
King Eddie getting a little bit irate on the sidelines there.
Yeah. Manny Murdad looking a little bit nervous as well.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Yeah. But still time, 6 minutes of normal time left. Ball is played long through to Isak. And is that a corner? No, goal kick. Oh, that was Murphy, sorry. Tell Murphy, if you can get the winner in this game, all will be forgiven. Well, most of it.
Most of it.
Yeah. Ballers with the Bournemouth goalkeeper. Kicks it well over halfway in. Dan Byrne just hoofs it straight back. So definitely end in the second half good so far. But
they're putting the pressure on, definitely. I think Bournemouth have effectively just said that they're... Whoop.
Joe Linton's gone out left, which can be quite effective out there, to be honest. Trippier, cross from Shaw. No one to meet it. Oh, man. Lazy play there. A good build-up play, good possession, and then it's passed out to Trippier, who just straight offside, who's just about to whip a cross in. I know it's 85 minutes, legs are getting tired, but that's just basic schoolboy stuff, that reading the line. Bournemouth making another sub. So Christie off, Stacey on. Looks like that's a defensive change. So you'd imagine Bournemouth would be more than happy with a point right now.
Oh, Lee's still tweeting out, so he's obviously still conscious.
Well, unless he's scheduled those tweets. His missus checking up on his Twitter timeline, make sure he's not comatose yet. He's thought well ahead on that one. I like his style, I like his planning. But ball is with Bournemouth for a throw-in. Just inside our box, effectively. Looking at the line. And we win a throw-in back. Nothing came of that. So 87 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. We're probably, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of added time, so give it 5 minutes or so. Still tend to get a win, but knowing where it's going to come from, not a clue, because we've been good in the middle of the park, but going forward in that final third, there's just been nothing really. Not since Bruno went off.
No, it's just very
Even
congested
then,
in like the final third, and we just don't seem to have any plan of attack how to break it down.
And everything is coming from the right-hand side now. There's very little coming from the left.
Yeah.
Good idea. Ball was spanned through, but no one there to get on the end of it from Murphy. Oh, yeah, comes Chris Wood.
Be interesting to see who for.
Willock if he's absolutely knackered, but then Big Joe goes back into the middle. He's definitely playing out on the left now. Good play.
It's definitely getting pretty tight up the top 6, though. There's a lot of good teams in that league now.
Yeah, there is. Good build-up play from there down the right-hand side, but ball is cut out by Bournemouth for a throw to us deep in the Bournemouth half. So Amaron come off, so we've got Isak, and Wood on the pitch at the same time. Not much time to make an impact, but it'd be good to see what we can do. And in this position that we have now, Wood's aerial presence should be a threat.
Yeah. Hopefully they still keep putting the balls into the box like from crosses and stuff. Yeah. They don't start playing it on the ground now.
Isak's having to come deep to collect. He's lost possession. He's sprinting back to get it.
He's having his shirt pulled as well, though.
Oof. Right. Normal time is almost up. 10 seconds left of normal time. All right, Chris Wood header. 6 minutes of added time, I think I heard there.
I haven't seen the board, so hopefully it is, and we can manage to.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We would probably play for another half hour and we won't score again.
Yeah. Goal kick. Long crossfield pass from Longstaff. A little bit too much power on, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, we're ruining people's
Penny for Eddie's
bets.
thoughts right now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He can't be happy with this performance.
No, it's just been very scrappy, and we just look lost of ideas. But it's like as I keep saying, it's like we've got to start and convert from some of these corners. We're dominating corners every single game we play, and we're just not even. It's not like we're not scoring from them. We just don't look like we're going to actually even threaten from corners at the moment.
Yeah. We've got, I think, the second tallest team in the league when we've got everybody out there, the likes of Botman, Byrne, whoever. And you'd think that just the height alone, it would make the defenders nervous. And Botman's got a cracking head on him.
Just stick it on Dan Burns' head and let him at least nod it onto someone.
Yeah. Chesman for shots. And that was worse than Willock's earlier on. Probably from further out as well. Frustration's definitely building in now. But Probably a brave man who put 1-1 on us at the bookies today. Bournemouth happy to run down the clock, bringing on a few more subs.
Yeah, so Sean Dyche to Bournemouth, apparently.
To Bournemouth, all right, yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, he'd probably do a decent job there.
Yeah, he got experience of keeping teams in the league.
Yeah.
Albeit he went down last season, but he definitely had a good run at it with Burnley. Yeah, definitely attack off, defence on for Bournemouth and these subs. They're happy to run down there the next 3.5, 4 minutes.
It's to be fair, it's a good point for them in their position. Well, I say in their position, we're level on points with them. So for us, it's a really, really bad result.
Big Joe's on a surge and run here. He's played in Murphy. Good first touch for Murphy. Oh, crosses deep, but it goes no one. Ball has just gone out for a throw-in deep inside Bournemouth half. Might be with a throw-in. Long snap. That's it.
Dex is on. Awesome. Hey, Dex.
Hey, what the fuck was that? Isak was screaming for the ball on the edge of the box, and we're putting it in deep, so the keeper can easily collect it. All right, lads. Still time. Come on. Oh, Bournemouth there playing funny buggers with the ball in the dugout, not giving it back so quick. Don't blame them really. Shaw's surging forward with a run. He's got Murphy, I think it is, who's now on the right-hand side. Whips it across. It's a decent one. Bournemouth player meets it first though. And Bournemouth clear. But straight to Dan Burn. Probably 90 seconds left of total time. Balls with Sean Longstaff. Yeah. Good end of the game if we can get the win. Otherwise, it's been a pretty flat game. Right, less than a minute to go. Come on. Newcastle have the ball halfway in Bournemouth half. It's wide with Murphy. Back Trippier. Why are we trying to play those balls? It's too congested, and the keeper's always, as soon as he gets a touch, he's going to go down for a free kick. And keepers get too much protection these days. They just do.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much that's game, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, it's got to be. That's lackluster performance, that. He's off the pitch. He can stay there. Oh, the player was off the pitch. You don't need to stop play. What's happening there?
A lot of argy-bargy going on, but I don't think anyone really knows what's that. So Joe Linton's, is that second year? Oh no, I think someone's bad.
No, for Dan Burn for a bit of back chat to the ref, I think. All right, last opportunity. Do something with it at least. Come on. Need 35-yard shots. That's got to be it. Long ball was played into Joe Linton. Tame head out of the keeper, who collects it. Not a problem at all. You'd imagine as soon as the ball leaves the keeper's foot, it will be full time. We are 98 minutes in. Yep. Full time. I think there's some booze there, to be honest, going around the ground.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
It's not. Not the result we wanted, not the result we needed either, to be honest. It's finished. I mean, yes, we did come from a goal down, and the response was pretty much within 5 minutes. So Billen scored on 62, Isak from the spot on 67. So it's a good response. But if it wasn't for that handball, we would be going away with nothing today. Even though we did create chances, we hit the woodwork. Just riding with luck at times.
So if you're looking at the stats, like 67.9% possession to Newcastle.
Yeah.
You know, we've dominated possession. We've had 5 corners to nothing. We've had 2 blocked shots to 1. Oh no, that's first half. Sorry, that's my bad. It hasn't updated yet for the second half. Oh no, that was just open play goals. Sorry. Shots from inside the box 8-2 in our favor. Shots on target 5-3 in our favor. Total shots 12-6 in our favor. You know, there's got to be a point at what we basically get to we've got to start and convert this dominance in games and these chances.
Yeah, we really do. That point there moves us up to 10th in the table on 8 points. We are 1 point behind Brentford, who have still to play. Liverpool, they're a point ahead. They're still to play this weekend. I think their game has been suspended, however. And then Chelsea, who we had the opportunity to go ahead today, sat in 7th on 10th. That's as highest we could have gone. Bournemouth, they obviously stay behind us because of the points were shared, but they're up to 12th. They're getting a little bit of running form. They've now got 5 points from their last 3 games, which isn't too bad at all for them. However, for us, our form, we have got 2 points in our out of the last possible 9. 2 points from 9. That's not good form, whichever way you look at it, is it?
No, definitely. And as Tony says, you know, we can dominate the stats as much as we want, but unless we start converting that into points on the board, it doesn't really make much difference for anything. Cheers, Andy.
Yeah.
Not the best of nights, but you know, onwards and upwards. We'll be there for the next one.
We will indeed. It's sum up that game in one quick sentence for a Mark.
Very disappointing, and it has to generate some sort of topic for our review pod tomorrow. On is this a really bad start to the season, or do we find ourselves like going that we're still playing well? For me, that's a very disappointing game. No two ways about it.
Do you think our lack in squad depth prevented us from getting that win because there was no real creativity to bring on from the bench?
I think we miss St. Maximin. I think we miss Wilson. I don't think we've kind of got Isak playing in the role that maybe he feels most comfortable in at the moment. He's still trying to get used to the game, trying to get used to the league. We're still trying to figure out how to play with him. Bruno was not on form. He was a little bit lackluster today. You know, we definitely lack that little bit of quality. I mean, defensively, I think we look solid. You know, the back five, we've had a brand new back five. I think we can keep teams at bay and we can soak up pressure, but we need to be able to convert those counterattacks. We need to be able to convert that possession and the chances. And more importantly, we need to start and practice our bloody corners so we can actually start and score from them. because we're dominating corners in every game at the moment, and we're not doing anything with them. And you just can't keep doing that. We've got to start and get some of these chances in the back of the net and start crawling up that table a bit more before it's too late.
It is in Fulham away next weekend. Not going to be the easiest there. I'm a cracking start of the season. Yeah. Mitrovic, no doubt will want to prove a point. But yeah, that is definitely. I know we went a goal down. So if anything, it was 3 points for Bournemouth to lose rather than us to have the 3 points to lose. But it definitely feels like we should have come away from that game, from the first whistle. We should have came away with a bit more than a point. However, the final whistle, you've probably got to say justified a point apiece because we didn't.
I think the results. I think the result was fair. I think a point apiece is probably based on the actual play, is probably about what both teams deserved. I don't think we did enough to win it. I don't think Bournemouth did enough to win it. I think they were very happy with a point by the time we got to probably about the 70th minute mark. They seemed to be quite happy to shut up shop. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting podcast tomorrow, I think, where we start diving into just what this means for the start of this season.
Yeah, it's maybe the international break. Is that after the Fulham game or is it after the Brentford game? I can't remember. I'm
pretty sure it's very close, if not like next weekend.
Named the squads already. So if it's after the Fulham game, depending on the result of that, maybe the international break will do some good.
International breaks next weekend. Fulham's not till the 1st of October.
All right, perfect. So international break's coming up then.
So international break.
So you would imagine then Maxi, Wilson, Bruno back to full fitness, because I don't think he was full 100% there. No. You'd imagine another 2 weeks or so, however long it's going to be for that game, they would be tack sharp. Wilson may still have a bit of rust in him, but Maxi, he should be good. And with our full strength 11, whichever way you want to put it, Wilson or Isak up front, or the two of them, you just got to think that we've just got too much there, especially with Maxi back. Maxi, against Man City, can destroy teams, but he can also be as frustrating as Murphy at times.
Look, I mean, it's another performance where we've got a point. We're still unbeaten at home. There are silver linings there if we want to look hard enough, but realistically, that was a poor result that we really needed 3 points from. So we need to work on our set pieces. BT's right. Those coaches need to take a look at what we're doing on the training ground and start to work up a little bit more. I want to see more movement at set pieces from the players in the box, because at the moment we seem to be very, very stationary. And we'll cover this tomorrow night, I'm sure. But realistically, we need to start and create more and show a little bit more sort of imagination, I guess, when things aren't going our way. Twitter and Meltdown, I bet it is. I haven't even checked it yet, but I'll do that before I go to sleep, and no doubt sort of throw my two pence into the mix as well.
I'm going to wait until the morning to review Twitter, because I don't want to go to bed angry. There'll be a lot of negativity on there, and yes, it wasn't a great performance, but we didn't lose. As
Jay says, look, we've hit the post twice. We've made the keeper make some fantastic saves, so it's not like we haven't had the chances. You know, and it's one of those things where at this moment in time, we are just not getting the rub of the green, and at some stage that's going to break and we're going to start and win games. It's as simple as that. If we keep playing like this and keep creating chances and keep defending as well as we are, then our fortunes will change. They have to. It will certainly help if we get some of our, those creative forwards back. You put Maxi in there today and I reckon we end up with 3 points.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, it'd be hard not to. He just drags players out of position, left, right, and centre, and he just creates space for others, and that's where Bruno excels. But like I say, it's another point game. Still unbeaten at home in the league this calendar year, apart from Liverpool, where we lost 1-0. So again, there are some positives, not many. There's a little ray of light flickering in the dark, but that next win is going to be so important because it seemed like ages ago now the Forest game.
Yeah.
And that was what, 8 weeks ago now, maybe 9 weeks because we obviously had the cancel weekend, the death of the Queen. But yeah, it's that winning mentality. I think we spoke about this last season as well. Sometimes you got to win a mentality. You know how to win, but right now it doesn't seem as though we know how to win. We haven't got that winning mentality back yet, and which is very strange because the camaraderie is there in the squad. You can see it. The belief is there. We're just not, like you say, getting the rub of the green, and it's so frustrating. And when that does happen, when that flick gets switched, the team that we come across on that day is going to get an absolute hiding, I think. And I can't wait for that day to happen. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, Isak's still easing into the game. You know, he's definitely still, you know, not comfortable in terms of he's still feeling his way into the Premier League. He's cool as a cucumber, don't get me wrong. And he's definitely showing some signs that, you know, he is a decent player, but you know, it's going to take him time, and we need to create more chances for our forwards to score. It's the same with Wood.
Yeah.
And I know everyone criticizes Wood for not scoring the goals, but Chris Wood relies on crosses into the box, and he's just not getting those from us at the moment. So, you know, he's everyone's kind of we need to find an identity and find it fast in terms of that forward structure, I think, where defensively, I think we're rock solid, as I said. It's just getting that, finding how we make it all click going forward, and time will tell whether or not that happens sooner or later.
Yeah, so we're 7 games in, sat 10th in the table. We've got 8 points. If we're in the same position, you know, if we're still sat mid-table, 15 games in, I'm not going to say we're having a bad run of 4. Because mid-table is, again, what we've always said, is where we wouldn't mind finishing off.
Yep. This time last year, we were struggling to get our first win on the board. So
exactly,
you know,
So there's definitely, compared to last season anyway, in the seasons beforehand, we actually had an all right start. We've only been beaten once off Liverpool. And yes, a lot of the points have come from draws. We've only got the 1 win. But like you said, defensively was solid. It's just getting that all-important next win. And we're now going to cut back across to the lads over down in Sydney. We've got Lee and maybe a few others going to join us. This should be comical if you want to stay on, because they should be pissed as a fart right now. Let's go straight across to them. How you doing, lads?
All right, boys, that was a lot of shit, wasn't it?
It was,
yeah, not the best.
Fucking terrible, man. Like, we'll make 1 forward pass, like 16,000 to the sides and to the back. What the fuck was that about? Absolute shite.
Wasn't great, like, absolutely wasn't
It's
great.
not like you to be like on the fence there, Lee.
So fucking bad, man. All the pub was ready for it. I bust my hand when they scored that penalty.
Oh shit!
I forgot the ceiling was like this high. I went, oh! Fucking smacked the bloody air conditioning vent thing and cut my hand wide open.
You daft kid.
Dickhead.
That's cracking.
Yeah, if that wasn't for that penalty, we wouldn't have won that game. We wouldn't have got anything out of that game. We were absolutely terrible.
No.
Well, so slow, so ponderous, stupid with the ball. When we had the ball, we just didn't use our minds. We're fucking useless. How about it, Bobby?
Hey, Bobby.
Are you guys heading home already?
How shit was it?
It was shite.
There you go.
Well, we hit the post twice, you know, so what are the chances?
The opinion on the road was that it was shite.
The weekend itself was fantastic.
The game wasn't great, I grant you that one, but we had chances to win it, we just didn't take
The
them.
game was so bad, man. It was so bad.
Everyone was predicting. I've got all these predictions right. 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-0, 4-1. Fucking nobody predicted 1-1.
I went 2-0, but Isaac barely touched the bloody ball.
Yeah.
Like he was having to come deep. Like he does do that as part of his game, but like you want Isaac to be on the end of these balls. If you're gonna do long balls in the fucking box, make sure you got your bloody $60 million freaking striker on the end of it.
We're back in the hotel room, so I hope you're gonna get long on my balls and I come deep.
Is Jack still alive?
It was shit. It was so bad, man. Absolutely terrible.
Is
Jack
We've
still
always
alive?
said, That's the report on the ground. In case you hadn't realised that game was so terrible, Jack.
It's a wrap.
Oh, he's
Hey,
here.
he's alive.
He's fucked.
Still got his shirt on and all.
Bye, boys. We'll see you next
All right.
time.
Take it
See you
easy.
later.
Enjoy the hangovers tomorrow, boys.
Right. Well, I think that pretty much does it for us too as well, mate.
Indeed. I'm going to go to bed and dream about better football, hopefully. And then, so we'll catch everyone again tomorrow, I guess.
Yep. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's 2:15 a.m. in the morning here in Queensland. We're off to sleep. Not going to wake up happy because, again, that was a lackluster performance. But, onwards and upwards. Only 7 games in. There's still another 31 to go. Plenty of time to go to turn it around. Thanks for everyone that tuned in here. Thanks for all the comments. We love interacting with all of our followers. If you don't already, please give us a subscribe. Seek us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We also do audio versions of most of our podcasters too. Come and give us a shout. More than happy to have a little chat with you on there as well. But thanks for everyone coming in. Thanks for Mark for coming on. Sorry I've deprived you of sleep for wasn't a great game, but maybe we'll get 3 points on the next one.
Look, it's enjoyable doing these things. It's better than me just sitting in bed shouting at my tablet on my own anyway. So it's going to watch it no matter what. May as well watch it with everyone else and commiserate each other together. So it's all good. Next time. There's always 3 points next game. There
is indeed. Oh well. And we're onwards and upwards. Again, thanks to everyone who is tuned in. Thanks for all the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We are so close to that 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you could click that sub button, that would be absolutely fantastic. But we will see you all on the next one. Thanks very much.
Awesome.
And keep an eye out for our review show, which should be next year too. Cheers, Mark.
Catch you later. Thanks a lot, Mike. Catch you later. See you, everyone.